kickoff by Jimmy Kibble down to the goal line. Returned by Kenny Cheatham. And he got banged down at the 24-yard line.
Now, Sean, today, Nebraska to win the football game, Scott Frost has got to play the best game of his career, and defensively, they got to turn that front four loose. They can't wait to get a piece of Druckenmiller. Virginia, they've talked all week. They got to stop the run. Easier said than done. And lastly, they need a balanced offense. They've got to give Druckenmiller time to throw the ball. My wild card, special teams, field position. Who will make the big play on special teams ultimately, I think, will decide the football game.
And as Lou Holtz mentioned, both teams outstanding on special teams. From their own 25, quick throw by Frost. Brennan Holbein. And the split end is out across the 30 and down at the 31. Scott Frost, the transfer from Stanford, in his first year starting quarterback at Nebraska. He's only thrown 3 interceptions. Nebraska as a team has only thrown 3 interceptions. Only Army and Ohio University have thrown fewer. Of course, all 3 are better known as running teams. All at a gain of 5 on the pass to Holbein. Damon Benning starting at I-back. And he gets driven back after a short gain out near the 33-yard line by Kerwin Hairston. For Nebraska, injuries at I-back, so Damon Benning, ordinarily a third-string player, gets the start. Schuster, the fullback. Wiggins at wingback. Holbein, the split end, and Tim Carpenter, the tight end. They'll use 3 tight ends tonight in a rotation. Outstanding offensive line. A change tonight. Josh Pescu starts at center. Aaron Taylor moves to guard. Chris Dishman from guard to tackle. And on the right side, Zaniska and Anderson. Benning is a first down and more. Out near midfield. Finally taken down by the middle linebacker, Tony Morrison. Gain of 14 for Benning, the senior from Omaha. For Virginia Tech on defense, Cornell Brown is an All-American defensive end, joined up front by Waverly Jackson, Kerwin Hairston, and John Engelberger, who's playing with a broken nose. Morrison just made the tackle. Brandon Simonis, an All-Big East linebacker, with Myron Newsom, also an All-Big East linebacker this year. And in the secondary, Lauren Johnson, Torian Gray, Pearson Frelo, and Antonio Banks. Benning weaves across midfield and picks up 5. Again, Kerwin Hairston was able to trip him up. Amon Green ordinarily would be the starting I-back for Nebraska. He says he's at about 85 to 90%. He's had turf toe, and he's also had a stress fracture of his foot.
And I watched him very closely Saturday and Sunday. He got through his first 2 practices since the injury. I thought he moved pretty well, better than anybody else they had.
Frost appears to be changing the play on 2nd and 5. Goes to the quick pass, incomplete, looking for Jeff Lake. And it'll be 3rd down and 5, just underway, and no score here in Miami. Far less than capacity crowd on hand here at Pro Player Stadium. Ordinarily, Nebraska brings down tens of thousands of fans, but they only sold 8,000 of their 15,000 ticket allotment. Pass over the middle for Benning. He's dropped short of the first down. Slipped as he tried to cut, and we walked on the field before the game. The areas that are newly painted with the logos are very slippery at midfield and in the end zones, and it looked like the turf might have caused Benning a problem there. He was knocked down by Torian Gray.
Yeah, good job by the safeties there. Gray and Prelo coming up and making sure the tackle got made short, well short of first down yardage. But this is where you've got to be careful. They're going to be in a prevent, a safe defense right here. It's 4th and about 2 or 3 on your own side of the 50, so Tech's got to be careful.
Jesse Cush is the punter. He's a junior from Columbus, Nebraska. He's had a great year. And it bounces near the goal line and hops into the end zone for a touchback. Officially a 45-yard punt, but they net only 25 yards. The Hokies on offense after this.
What do you think?
Oh, no. Ice.
What the Bravada thinks.
Decrease coefficient.
application of friction, divert torque to adjust wheel velocities.
With its exclusive Smart Track system, the Bravada automatically reacts to changing road conditions. So with no buttons to push or levers to pull, you can let it do the thinking.
Oh no. Marbles?
U.S. gold medalist Mia Hamm spends 90 minutes destroying her hair and 90 seconds bringing it back with Pert Plus. More than a shampoo, it conditions too. How? As you shampoo, the conditioners stay suspended. As you rinse, the conditioners go to work, giving you great hair simply. Perfect for Mia, because she wants great hair, but she'd rather be living in it than working on it. Wouldn't you? Pert Plus. Simply great hair. Simply.
You are looking at a non-smoker. Haven't had a cigarette in 6 months or a piece of Nicorette gum in 3. I am a nicotine-free man because Nicorette helped me get off cigarettes my way. It eased me down, one craving at a time. I needed less and less and less Nicorette until I needed none. And none is a wonderful number.
Nicorette gum will help you quit smoking successfully by helping you control your cravings. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
CBS Sports presentation of the FedEx Orange Bowl is sponsored by FedEx. Just what you want, just when you want it. It wasn't always this way, but with FedEx, it's the way the world works. Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile retailers. And by Nicorette Gum. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
No score as Virginia Tech is about to go on offense for the first time with 11:53 remaining in the first quarter. We mentioned at the outset this is the 28th consecutive year in which Nebraska has appeared in the bowl. That's the NCAA all-time record. Second longest active streak is Michigan, making its 22nd consecutive appearance this year. And as you might expect, Florida State, Penn State, and Ohio State on the list of longest active bowl streaks. Virginia Tech will open out of the shotgun with Jim Druckenmiller at quarterback.
Remember, they never huddle. No huddle offense the entire game.
And Oxendine stayed in the block, and the long pass is caught and then dropped by Sean Scales. He was turning to run upfield at about the 46-yard line. They had a chance for a big play on the first play, and Scales dropped it. Mike Minter had coverage, but Scales was behind him.
One of the keys to the game today, or can the Tech wide receivers get off the press coverage? And look, a little flag route over the head of number 10, Michael Minter. The ball is right in his hands. In a game like this, you don't get those kind of opportunities against Nebraska. You got to make the play.
Once again, Tech spreads the field on 2nd and 10. The rush finally gets to Druckenmiller. It's Grant Wistrom, the All-American right rush end. He's their team leader in sacks, now 10.5 for the year. For Virginia Tech on offense, Ken Oxendine is the tailback. Marcus Parker for the suspended Edmonds at fullback. Scales and White, the wideouts, and Brian Jennings, an all Big East tight end. The offensive line averages 305 pounds. Haygood, Washington, Conady, DiNapoli, and Washington again. The Washingtons are brothers from left to right.
Interesting play selection. They started out in gun. All 3 plays. First 2 were passes.
Loss of 4 on the sack. 3rd down and 14. Druckenmiller again scrambling for his life. Dumps it for Oxendine. Just his 5th catch of the year, and it results in a first down and much more. Ken Oxendine all the way to the 42-yard line. Michael Booker made the tackle. Well, they say Druckenmiller isn't very mobile. That might be the one criticism of Druckenmiller, and we've seen this season that's a lot of baloney.
Sean, we talked about the top of the program. The one cut against him is that he doesn't have great feet or mobility. From a reverse angle, watch the guy get away from first Wistrom right there. He steps up. He feels the pressure from Hess, gets away from that, gets away from Ogard, and dumps it off to Oxendine. At this point, the athletic ability of Oxendine not only gets the first down, but picks up some blocking down the field, makes a big play for Virginia Tech in their first series. And did you see Jason Peter without the helmet jumping in at the end?
We mentioned they don't throw to the backs much. Just the 5th catch of the year for Oxendine. It goes for 41 yards on 3rd down and 14. They get a big play. after they blew a chance for a huge play to start the game on the drop pass. Now back to the run for the first time, and it's Oxendine who ran into Jeff Ogard and Grant Wistrom, two of the four defenders up front, with Jason Peter and Jared Tomich, a great defensive line for Nebraska. Jamel Williams is the team's leading tackler. John Hess, the middle linebacker. Ryan Terwilliger for the suspended Farley and Will linebacker. Michael Booker, Eric Stokes, Mike Minter, and Ralph Brown, the secondary. Minter moved up and played some linebacker in the games against Colorado and Texas. It worked well against Colorado, not well against Texas. He's back in the secondary, and Terwilliger starts at linebacker. Druckenmiller with a lot of time, has a man open, and it is incomplete. Another ball that could have been caught. This time it was Cornelius White who had it go through his hands. He beat Ralph Brown, the true freshman, who had the coverage.
Ralph Brown got beat, but the free safety also bit on the play-action fake. Turned his back completely on it. This is a case where Druckenmiller did not make a good throw. Minter's beat, Brown is beat, and the ball is thrown behind the receiver, White. If he throws it over the other shoulder, it's a touchdown. Still, White gets both hands on the football.
Third down and 9. Only 5 interceptions thrown by Druckenmiller this year. And only 1 in the last 7 games. He's under a heavy rush. And he throws it away in the direction of Marcus Parker, and there is no flag on the play. Very close to grounding, but there was no flag from a Big Ten officiating crew working this game tonight.
But once again, he did what a quarterback should do. Here's Wistrom, number 98, from the bottom of your screen, and then from the top of your screen, here comes his buddy from the other side, Tomich. Give Druckenmiller some credit. Rather than taking the big sack, he gets rid of the football, keeps the field position in their favor.
Jimmy Kibble to punt. He's a redshirt freshman from Manassas, Virginia. Mike Pullman standing back at the 10. Very high punt. Pullman banged down immediately. Outstanding coverage by the Virginia Tech Hokies, and it was Jamel Smith who put the pop on Pullman with help from Steve Tate.
This morning, strange things are happening all over the world. Shops are about to open empty. Parts suppliers are partless, and assembly workers have nothing to assemble. Is this any way to run a business? With FedEx it is. Every morning the world gets just what it wants, just when it needs it, without expensive warehousing. Gone today, here again tomorrow. Now that's the way the world works.
What you're thinking.
Hey, cows.
What the Bravada's thinking.
H2O, we distribute power to rear tires.
You?
Mexican food tonight?
The Bravada.
Mud, reduce slippage via viscous clutch.
With its exclusive Smart Track system, the Bravada automatically reacts to changing road conditions. So with no buttons to push or levers to pull, you can think about more important things.
I wonder who invented barbed wire.
Peace picante sauce, seize him!
Problem, folks? You stole my job. Stole all our jobs, Mr. Tasty Blended Tomatoes, Onions, and fresh jalapenos. They're pouring paste on everything from chicken to potatoes.
Not my spud!
Look, I just want to be one of the gang. Is that so wrong?
Yeah, I can't stay mad at another tomato-based condiment. Come here, you big lug.
For great taste, paste stops everything.
When is the best time to buy new tires? Right now, while they're all on sale at Sears. Save big on top name brands like Michelin, Bridgestone, Road Handler, and Goodyear. At the one store that carries them all. Now is the best time to buy, but only at Sears.
When sports cream? When legs are sore. When backs ache. When muscles hurt. Wise Sports Cream, rubbing it in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell. Wise Sports Cream, because it works.
The world's hottest skaters light up Las Vegas. You'll flip when you see these high rollers burning up the strip. The heat is on, but it's never too hot to skate. January 4th on CBS.
On that last pass and run by Oxendine, watch what happened. Number 76 from the left of your screen pulls off the helmet right there of defensive tackle Jason Peter. The helmet comes off. Watch the hustle play. Peter gets up. The helmet's on the ground. Look at him run. There's top of your screen now. He's fighting off a block on the left side of your screen. Look at the helmet. It's not there. He's still chasing, still chasing, still chasing. Now watch him jump on the pile at the end. How much do you like that hustle, huh? I've never seen a football play like that.
Jason Peter changed numbers this year to his brother Christian Peter's 55. Christian Peter, starting defensive tackle the last 2 years in Nebraska. On first down, the handoff to Damon Benning, and he gets very little. 2 yards before he ran into Myron Newsom and Cornell Brown.
8 men in the box. Myron Newsom, one of their inside linebackers, number 55, fights it off, makes the initial hit, and gets some help from Cornell Brown. One of the key guys in this game today is going to be Myron Newsom. He's only 5'10", 218 pounds, but he's one of those Sam Mills types of players. He just happens to be there every time the ball is snapped.
He's 5'10", but Foster, the defensive coordinator, said if he was 6'2" or 6'3", he'd be a first-round draft pick in the NFL. Frost on the roll, drop pass. So we're seeing drop balls on both sides now.
That was almost the identical play where on the previous series, Virginia Tech, Scales drops the ball. Wide open on this post corner route is Shevin Wiggins. Got to catch the football in big games. You can't drop the ball like that.
Wiggins playing for John Bedrell, who is one of the Nebraska players who's been suspended. Bedrell, the starting wingback, arrested on a charge of drunk driving between the Big 12 championship game and the Orange Bowl, and he did not make the trip. So Wiggins plays for him. Bedrell is also the holder on kicks. Screen, and Wiggins bounces off a couple of hits and has the first down. Hokies had a chance to stop him well short of first down yardage, but he bounced off a couple of pops and was finally tackled downfield.
That's exactly right. Wiggins catches the ball well short of first down, but poor tackling. Right there is a miss by Newsom. A bad tackle attempt right there, and at the end, Lauren Johnson jumps on top. Poor tackling, but a very good run by Wiggins.
He'll alternate at wingback with Lance Brown, where's number 14. The pitch to Benning, and he's in trouble. Banged down by John Engelberger. Loss on the play from the 30 back to the 29-yard line. Engelberger's a redshirt freshman, walked on as a tight end. Weighed about 210 pounds. He's bulked up to 245, and now he's a defensive end.
I was at practice on Friday, the second day they got here, and they had this very aggressive, what they call middle drill, center guard tackle in the back, full live. He broke his nose. Trainer came over, popped it back in place, stuck a couple tubes up there, put a Band-Aid on, and said, "What are you waiting for? Get back in."
And he did. On second down, long pass. Wiggins drops another. Well, that's 2 dropped by Wiggins, who only had 3 receptions for the year coming in. And the man he's replacing, Bedrell, was a 20-reception player during the regular season and Big 12 championship.
It's a triple streak against 2 deep coverage. Johnson's late getting over, makes a good hit, but no excuse. Shevin Wiggins, you got to catch the football. There's Johnson falling off late. The ball's dropped before he gets there, but he does make a good hit.
And the big surprise to this point, Mike, both teams coming out throwing. They're both known as running teams. Nebraska's thrown 6 passes and has only run 5 rushing plays.
I think they're just trying to get the defense to back off a little bit.
Frost appears to be setting up a screen. It is deflected, and it falls incomplete. Cornell Brown deflected it and then almost caught it for an interception on the ricochet.
That is an athletic play by an All-American defensive end, number 58, Cornell Brown. Bottom of your screen, fights off the block, gets the left hand up, makes a diving attempt, almost makes the interception.
Still no score midway through the first quarter. Sean Scales waiting for the punt. First punt by Cush went 45 yards into the end zone for a touchback. Cush is averaging 44.7 for the year. He nearly got that one blocked. Deion Carpenter almost blocked it. He's blocked 3 this year.
Wow.
And the ball bounced out of bounds after traveling 43 yards to the 28-yard line.
like a rose.
Hey, when are you gonna buy a new truck and sell me this one? You know you deserve a new truck, man. Oh, come on, man. You know, I've been asking you for years. How much you want for it? You know, ballpark, what do you think? I mean, you gonna keep it forever? Come on. Great.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
I think I might know someone who can take it off your hands for you.
Really? What's with young players these days? Take Kevin Garnett.
I was out of my league.
I got to help this guy. He was shaving with a foam. My word. Hey, Head Shave Gel has 6 lubricants, so it protects better than foam.
Nobody told me.
No. Front to back. Front to back.
Head Shave Gel. Save your skin.
I think it changed his life.
I know just about every garage in town. I guess I ought to know them all. More professionals use Napa parts than any other. It's because they can't afford to put in the same part twice. Just look at the signs. When did you see anything but we install Napa parts? Dan here liked us so much, he became a Napa Auto Care Center. Yep. Everybody loves Napa. Of course, some say it's the hat. I think it's my good looks.
We keep America running.
You're about to be sued by 26 people. Allstate defends over 50,000 people every year. Who's your insurance company? Being in good hands is the only place to be.
Brigham Young and Kansas State clash at the Southwestern Bell Cotton Bowl Classic. Then in prime time, Penn State locks horns with Texas at the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl tomorrow on CBS.
Back at the Orange Bowl, no score midway through the first quarter. Sean McDonough with Mike Mayock. And Mike, it was interesting as we chatted with the coaches this week. Frank Beamer of Virginia Tech talking about how he'd like his program to be like Nebraska. He said they're probably the most respected football program in the country with tremendous success. And he says Tom Osborne is probably the most respected coach among his peers in the profession.
Yeah, I think the delineation there would be that he wants his football program to be as successful on the field as Nebraska is, yet he doesn't want some of the off-field problems that they've both experienced in the last couple of years.
And the Virginia Tech people are very honest about it. Dave Brain, the athletic director, says we're embarrassed by what's happened off the field. We don't have the answer for it, but they are trying to put measures in place to prevent problems from happening off the field. Only the number of arrests that they've had over the last 13 months is a disgraceful off-the-field record. On first down, Oxendine. It's about 8 as he crossed the 35 and went down to the 36. Jamel Williams and Mike Minter combined on the stop on Oxendine, the junior from Chester, Virginia.
And this is Virginia Tech football right here. They'd rather come right at you, isolation play, good cut in the hole by Oxendine, who's an underrated back, but gained almost 900 yards this year. Good job up front. Left side of the line, Todd Washington and Jay Haygood clearing the hole for Oxendine.
And they call Ox. He described himself to us the other day as the total package with his bursts of speed. He's a power runner. And he picks up a first down. Out to the 40 for a gain of 4. Near the conclusion of today's game, we'll select a genuine Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the Game from each team. To date, Chevrolet has contributed almost $6 million to the scholarship funds of America's colleges and universities. First down, Virginia Tech. Jim Druckenmiller, senior from Northampton, Pennsylvania. Some scouts have him rated as the top senior quarterback in the nation. Oxendine, this is more what we expected from these two teams. Running the football. I think you're right. At the beginning, they're just trying to loosen up the defense with those passes.
Yeah, both defenses are extremely aggressive, and I think they're trying to get those linebackers and safeties to think pass first, give them a little room to run. But it's interesting. I watched a lot of tape of this Nebraska defense. I felt like you do better running right at these guys because they're so fast. They can go sideline to sideline. I think you're better off lining up and taking your best shot, helmet on helmet.
Second down and 7. And out of the shotgun. Druckenmiller's pass deflected, still caught for a first down in the Nebraska territory. Brian Jennings, the tight end, with the catch. John Hess wrestled him down. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage, but Jennings was still able to hang on.
Now, in that last game against Texas, their tight end had 3 big catches early in the game, across the middle. Here's exactly what you see Virginia Tech doing, letting their real good tight end, Brian Jennings, work the middle of the field. Despite the deflection, makes the catch on Jamel Williams. That's a good, solid play.
No score. 5:15 remaining in the first quarter. From the Nebraska 48. Druckenmiller got away from Thomas. Now runs. And Terwilliger collared him just shy of the 40-yard line.
They were trying to take a deep shot here, play action, trying to get the safety to bite again and look for the post, but he had to step up into the pocket. And once again, look at Druckenmiller. He's not going to run a 4.5 40, folks, but he still can pick up 7 or 8 yards because he's got that innate football sense that coaches really dream about.
Credit him with 8 yards on the run. He rushed for 205 yards during the regular season. Now he's running the option. The pitch to Oxendine. Druckenmiller tried to throw a block and helped the cause slightly. Jamel Williams and Mike Minter finally made the tackle on Oxendine at the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 20 and another first down for Virginia Tech.
And Virginia Tech's offensive coordinator, Ricky Bustle, told me they were going to run this option early. Here it is, short yardage. Everybody tackles fullback. You don't expect Druckenmiller. Great job dishing the football. And then he tries to make a block in front of Oxendine.
And they have done a great job of mixing up the play calls. There's Ricky Bustle right in the middle of your picture, the offensive coordinator. Virginia Tech scored at least 20 points in every game in the regular season. First time in school history that's happened. Oxendine hit right at the line of scrimmage by Minter, the safety who was up close to the line of scrimmage. And Oxendine got just inside the 20 for a gain of 1.
You know, one of the more impressive offensive coordinators in the country is Ricky Bustle. They're 29-6 with him as an offensive coordinator. They average over 30 points a game, 411 yards a game. And, Sean, he left for a year to go to South Carolina and missed working with Frank Beamer and this program and came back. He's really a success story around the country.
But his family missed living in Blacksburg a great deal. Second down and 9. They don't even rush Druckenmiller. It's a screen for Marcus Parker. Nice move. Marcus Parker scores. Terwilliger injured on the play for Nebraska along the near sideline. The Hokies are first on the board in the Orange Bowl.
Little double screen out of shotgun. Fake it to the front side Oxendine. Then you come back weak side to your fullback, just like we diagrammed before the game. Great move by Parker. Makes one man miss, and then it's down the sidelines for a touchdown. Sean, right at the top of the show, what do you do to slow down a great aggressive defense? You throw the screen package. Got to give Marcus Parker some credit. That was a heck of a run.
Just his 8th reception of the season. It goes for 19 yards. His longest reception of the year. He got the start at fullback tonight in the absence of the suspended Brian Edmonds. And Terwilliger is being helped off the field, favoring his right leg.
Now let's be cognizant of what that does to the weak outside linebacker position for Nebraska. They already lost their All-American Farley. Now they lost his replacement, Terwilliger. That leaves them with a converted safety, McFarland, and a sophomore named Eric Johnson.
Shane Graham struggling physically with back and leg problems, but no problem on that extra point. There was some question about whether or not Graham, the freshman, would be able to kick tonight. The Hokies a big underdog, but leading by a touchdown early in Miami.
Every year I try to quit smoking cold turkey, but this year is my year. I'm committed. I'm psyched. And I have help, Nicorette gum, to help control my cravings. It's not like the patch. Nicorette lets me decide how much nicotine to use and when to use it, so I can stop smoking now. The idea is, by this time next year, to save enough money by not smoking, to be not smoking in Cancun.
Nicorette gum will help you quit smoking successfully by helping you control your cravings. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
This FedEx Orange Bowl flashback is sponsored by Nicorette gum. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
Nebraska head coach Tom Osborne's Orange Bowl experiences have been bittersweet. In 1984, the Cornhuskers lost by a point to Miami when they had a failed two-point attempt in the final minute. 10 years later, it was the battle of number 1 and number 2. Nebraska and Florida State met in a classic. Scott Bentley's field goal with 22 seconds remaining clinched the national championship for FSU. The following season, Nebraska was back and once again vying for the national championship. Corey Schlesinger's 2 touchdowns helped Tom Osborne to his first national title.
Well, we talked about it in the pregame show. We said screen passes, slow down an aggressive defense. Druckenmiller rolls one way, comes back to his fullback, in this case Marcus Parker. He's got the big offensive line in front. Now what they did in the game was a slight variation off that. Instead of faking it, all they do is they've got a great block in here. They're going to fake the swing pass over here and come back to their fullback with the guard and tackle pulling out in front. Druckenmiller gets the snap, drops back, fakes it to Oxendine up top. Here comes the weak side pass to Parker. The center, guard, Conatee, and Washington are out in front. Parker makes one guy miss, and bang, it's 7-0 Virginia Tech.
They were a 17-point underdog in this game, the biggest underdog of any major bowl game this year. Kibble's kickoff sends Cheatham back to the 1-yard line. Kenny Cheatham trying to run to some open field wide and didn't get there. Michael Stewie with a nice open field tackle at the 21-yard line. CBS Sports Big Time Bowl coverage continues tomorrow. First at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, it's the Southwestern Bell Cotton Bowl Classic. Number 14 Kansas State taking on number 5 BYU. And later at 8 Eastern time, Big 12 champion and number 20 Texas collides with Joe Paterno's 7th-ranked Penn State Nittany Lions in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. That's all tomorrow on CBS Sports. The fullback Joel Makovica will alternate with Brian Schuster. Straight ahead out near the 25-yard line. And they're still sending to Ryan Terwilliger, the weak side linebacker who was injured on the touchdown. He's a senior from Grant, Nebraska, playing in his final game for the Cornhuskers. Part of an outstanding senior class that's gone 46-3 during their careers at Nebraska. 2 national championships. 24 seniors playing their final game for the Huskers tonight. Jay Sims in at I-back now, and he's down shy of the 30. We'll give him forward progress to the 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd down.
Interesting. You're at the end of the night, you're not going to see a 50-50 ratio there unless Nebraska is losing the football game late in the game. But right now, they're running their option package. They have 4 different options. That's the one play that Virginia Tech has got to stop tonight if they want to win the football game.
Makovica and Sims in the eye. We still have not seen Amon Green or D'Angelo Evans, their top 2 rushers, both bothered by injury. Sims applies a stiff arm and a face mask against Lauren Johnson, it appeared, at the end of the play. Looked like Sims had enough for the first down on the run, and they will likely add to the play on the face mask by Lauren Johnson, who grew up a half mile from this stadium. Used to walk over here and watch games from his home in Miramar, Florida, right around the corner.
Now, we talked about option. Number 45, Makovica, first takes the fake, and then he gets a block downfield, and there, clearly, the face mask. Sims with the football. Tackle from the inside out by Johnson. Has a big hold of it. The question is, it looks like it's the 15-yard variety and not the 5.
And the penalty gives Nebraska first down at the 47-yard line. Frost some running room, is going deep into traffic, and it's nearly picked off by Johnson. He was looking for Kenny Cheatham. Let's check in down to the sidelines with David Logan.
Okay, thank you, Sean. I want to get you caught up on the injury to Ryan Terwilliger. It's not as bad as it first seems to be. He has a strained back muscle and right hamstring. His return, however, is questionable. Sean?
Thank you, David. That means Octavius McFarland would likely see most of the action there, a junior who plays a lot in pass downs. He'd be the third player at that position with the absence of Farley. Sims, good gain on 2nd and 10. He got 8 to the 45-yard line, tackled by Torian Gray. Sims is a junior from Omaha, rushed for 288 yards coming in. That was the 5th highest total on the team, an impressive average of 7 yards per carry. He's the oldest member of the team, turned 25 in November, and a couple of years working before he walked on at Nebraska. 3rd down and 2. The pitch to Sims. Here's a first down inside the 40. Down to the 38-yard line. 7 yards on the rush for Sims.
It's a key play. One back offense, speed option. He's going to go down, option the end, who's coming hard off the corner, but not a good job by the corner, Lauren Johnson, getting off the block. They turn it up the field for a first down. Key 3rd down. There's the hit on the quarterback. The block on Lauren Johnson forces the safety man, Torian Gray, to come up and make the tackle.
Frost throws, man wide open. Lance Brown has it inside the 20 and falls down at the 15-yard line. Well, Chevin Wiggins, who started at wingback, had trouble hanging on. His replacement, Brown, had no such difficulty. And the Huskers are driving. At the 15, they trailed 7-0 with 31 seconds left in the first quarter.
That's known as a wheel route. The inside receiver, number 14, Lance Brown, goes out and then up. The outside receiver runs a post pattern, clearing the corner out of the way. If Brown can keep his feet, he'd probably be dancing in the end zone. And Makovica, and he's tripped up by Engelberger. That was an interesting choice of words because Lance Brown's father choreographs Broadway plays. His mother and sister both have dance studios, and Lance was known to be a little exuberant on the field, dancing from time to time, and the Husker coaches asked him to tone it down a little bit. And you think that was a coincidence that I picked that particular word? It was an open for you, pal.
We appreciate the assist. At the end of the first quarter, the score, Virginia Tech 7 and Nebraska nothing. CBS Sports coverage of the FedEx Orange Bowl will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
Alonzo Mourning, 21 points per game, loves McDonald's French fries. Hey! Reggie Miller, threat from the outside, loves McDonald's French fries. Whoa! Patrick Ewing dominates the post, loves McDonald's French fries. Yow! Scottie Pippen, over 1,500 career steals. Uh-oh. And a great first step. McDonald's, America's favorite fries.
Go get 'em.
Only by going alone in silence can one get into the heart of the wilderness. All other travel is mere dust and hotels and baggage and chatter.
Special guest quarterback Terry Bradshaw.
Who's that?
He won 4 Super Bowls.
I never heard of him.
Catch it all new Everybody Loves Raymond, CBS Friday.
CBS. Welcome home.
At Valentin Chrysler Plymouth, our selection of new cars and vans will make your shopping easier.
Lease a beautiful LHS for only $359.13 per month, or a sporty Plymouth Breeze at only $199.95 per month. Plus, receive the Valentin Getaway Giveaway at the beautiful Weber's Inn of Ann Arbor.
World-class products, award-winning service. You can't do better anywhere else. Valentin Chrysler Plymouth, Monroe Street, east of the Franklin Park Mall.
our lowest prices of the year. Fine Design's extraordinary store-wide New Year's sale. Discover the difference, and this week save up to a full 40% off store-wide on fine crafted furniture from America's Sofa Maker. The furniture you've always dreamed about, and our lowest prices of the year, up to a full 40% off. Choose from 500 styles, 3,000 fabrics and leathers to create the look you want.
Sale ends Sunday, January 5th.
After 4 decades of service, Prosecutor Tony Pisa says goodbye.
End of the first quarter, Virginia Tech leads Nebraska 7-0. Sean McDonough with Mike Mayock. We had a surprising start to this game, Mike, as both teams came out throwing. They almost seemed to surprise themselves the way they were dropping footballs on both sides, but now the game is taking the shape we expected.
Yeah, I think both offensive coordinators wanted to take some pressure off their quarterbacks early by trying to establish them in the pass game. But now I think what you're going to see is both teams going back to doing what they do best. And indeed, on this drive, in 8 plays, there have been 6 runs by Nebraska. 5 of them have been the option play, and that's what they do best, and that's what you're going to have to see Virginia Tech attacking defensively.
9th play of the drive upcoming for Nebraska. They started at their own 21. They're down 7-0. Marcus Parker on a screen pass, 119 yards for the touchdown. Cross, the fake and kick. And now down behind the play is Brian Schuster. Some trickery, and it results in a loss.
That's it. I saw them practice this the other day. It's kind of a combination Statue of Liberty, and it's a wraparound draw. You're going to see number 31 and number 28, the fullback, establish himself there. There's the wraparound, the 28. He gets nailed right away, and I don't think it was because Virginia Tech knew what was going on. There just happened to be a defender standing right there with Schuster.
3rd down and 11 now. On the draw, Sims tripped up short of the first down. The ball popped out, but the whistles have stopped the play. The ground caused the fumble, say the officials. Brandon Simonis tripped up Sims. He had a burst of speed, and even though he's the 4th-string I-back, he goes at 4.4 in the 40.
Good call down in the red zone. Spread the field with 4 wides, then run a little option. Hits the ground first. It certainly looks like it was a good call. The ball's still in his hands until he hits the ground. The ground cannot cause a fumble. Clean call right there.
And a field goal try upcoming for the Huskers. Chris Brown will try a 25-yarder. He's 12 of 19 for the year. 6 of 6 from between 20 and 29 yards. Matt Turman is a new holder, and the kick is just good. Looked like it was going to miss to the right, and it just did hook back in. Tom Osborne has had to sweat out more than 1 field goal in the Orange Bowl games over the years. Huskers on the board at 7-3.
This morning, a quiet man in Wales decided to stir imaginations around the world. Soon, classrooms became kingdoms. Dinosaurs roamed the earth, and all it took was the wave of a wand, the twinkle of an eye, and suddenly he could open minds, take dreams farther, and create more excitement than ever before. He wasn't always so powerful, but with FedEx, it's the way the world works.
When fix-it problems hit you from out of the blue, trust the folks in the Red Vest. They've got shelves full of products and loads of ideas to fix any fix you're in. Because Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
No two GM owners are alike.
We drive a lot of different kinds of cars
and trucks for a lot of different reasons.
But when J.D. Power and Associates ask new vehicle owners about the quality,
sales experience, and delivery of
their vehicle, the different GM owners
wound up
mostly saying the same thing.
Same thing.
General Motors bringing highest in satisfaction right from the start.
People in motion.
CBS Sports presentation of the FedEx Orange Bowl is sponsored by FedEx. Just what you want, just when you want it. It wasn't always this way, but with FedEx, it's the way the world works. The men and women of General Motors, people in motion. And by Mutual Fund One Source from Charles Schwab.
And a warm welcome to the Blockbuster Blimp and its crew. Piloting the Blockbuster Blimp is Captain Steve Coblin from London, England.
London, England?
Yes.
What's he doing over here?
I don't know. I wonder if that means his seat is on the other side of the cabin up there.
You've got to be careful which side of the highway up there he's driving
That's
on.
right. Chris Brown kicks off. Good kick. Scales watches it bounce out of the end zone, and Virginia Tech will begin at the 20. The Tostitos Fiesta Bowl tomorrow night on CBS Sports, beginning at 8 Eastern Time. Penn State and Texas, the matchup, and that appears to be a very even matchup heading in. Joe Paterno just turned 70, says he still wants to coach 5 or 6 more years.
Hey, he's an interesting guy. I've had an opportunity to spend some time with him, being a Pennsylvania kid who he ultimately decided not to offer a scholarship to many years ago.
There's a reason he has that record, Mike.
It's called lack of speed.
Jim Druckenmiller calling signals and moving along the line. They ran into Brian Jennings, the tight end. He's trying to argue that he did not move. Dick Honig leading the Big Ten officiating crew.
Good ball, offsides, underneath it, 5 yards, still first down.
Druckenmiller gave him the hard count there. Good job by the Virginia Tech offensive line remaining stationary.
Well, you'd expect the center to know what to do in that situation by now. Tonight, Billy Conity makes his 48th straight start. He started every game since he came to Virginia Tech. 48 consecutive starts, a Virginia Tech record. He was tied with his former teammate, offensive lineman Chris Malone, who had started 47 in a row. Conity, a senior from Pennsauken, New Jersey, had a great career at Tech at center. First team all Big East this year. Oxendine upended. Or check it, it's Chiron Stiff who came into the game for Oxendine. He's a true freshman from Chesapeake, Virginia.
Yeah, he had to start early in the season when they had some injuries and off-the-field trouble. Did a great job, gained over 100 yards in his first start. A little quicker, built low to the ground. You talk to the coaches, they say he's one of those 100%ers. Always gives his best regardless of the situation, practice, game, or meeting.
He hasn't played much since the early season when Oxendine was injured. Once Oxendine and Edmonds Parker were healthy, Stiff spent most of his time on the sideline. Virginia Tech picks up the first down as Marcus Parker bulls out across the 30, and he was tackled by Jamel Williams and Octavius McFarland, who's in for the injured Ryan Terwilliger. There's McFarland, the junior, ordinarily plays in 4 wide situations, obvious passing situation.
Yeah, he's a young man who they've switched permanently now to that position. He will probably try to bulk up a little bit and be their starting outside linebacker next year.
Virginia Tech leads 7-3 early in the second quarter.
Interesting game going on between the Nebraska defensive backs and Druckenmiller. He's checked off 3 in a row.
And they snap it with 1 second on the clock, and Scales couldn't come up with a low pass. This is a battle of 2 top 10 teams. The AP top 10, Florida State is number 1. The issue to be decided within the next couple of days. Nebraska number 6 after the loss to Texas in the Big 12 championship game in St. Louis, while Tech is number 10 in the AP poll. The Hokies number 9 in the coaches poll, and that is their highest ranking ever.
They tend to lose some votes among the Big Ten voters in the AP poll because there's a preponderance of those as compared to Big East people.
Druckenmiller dumps it off. Great job to get it to Marcus Parker, and they actually turned it into a gain of about a yard. Mike Rucker had a hold of Druckenmiller. But Druckenmiller's a big, strong guy, a record-setting weightlifter, and he uses that strength time and again.
You know what? People say, how could you say a 1-yard gain is a great play? Watch what happens here. He ought to be sacked right there for about a 7-yard loss, but he has the capability, the strength to stay up, get the ball, deliver it. 2nd and 9 instead of 2nd and 16.
Druckenmiller bench presses 350 pounds, back squats 500 pounds, and has the record in hang clean at 405. That's better than most of the linemen. Michael Stewie with the catch. And he is very close to a first down. Appears to have it beyond the 41-yard line. Mike Fullman had the coverage.
This is kind of a showcase so far for Druckenmiller. Stewie does a great job running off the backup corner. Mike Fullman comes back to the football. Look at it right there on his shoulder pads. That's NFL arm strength right there.
And perhaps divided loyalties tonight in the Stewie household. His father, Dennis, played at Nebraska. Was a halfback in the 60s. Michael Stewie says he grew up following Nebraska. He came down and watched Nebraska play in the Orange Bowl when he was a young boy. Well, there's a lot of old team photos of the Huskers in their house. His dad says he's a Hokie all the way tonight. Oxendine. Loss on the play. Back to the 40-yard line, Chad Kelsey, who backs up Jared Thomas at the left rush end position, made the tackle.
Kelsey made the tackle, but Eric Warfield, number 3, makes the play. You'll see him flash from the right side of your screen on the right there. He makes the play, not the tackle, but he forces him back into Kelsey. That's a great reaction on screen from the backup safety, Eric Warfield.
Expected between 55 and 60,000 here tonight at Pro Players Stadium that seats about 75,000. I'm not sure they accomplished that goal in attendance in their first year in the new ballpark. Druckenmiller going long for Stewie. That's too long. It'll be third down and long. Michael Booker had the coverage on Stewie. In the courtroom or on the killing field, the nation's best defense is a pair of criminal prosecutors. David James Elliott as Commander Harmon Rabb. Don't miss the series premiere of JAG, CBS, Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. Third down and 11, facing Druckenmiller.
Got 4 wides in the game, including Marcus Gildersleeve, a converted tailback.
He's playing because James Crawford was suspended in the same off-the-field episode that involved the fullback Brian Edmonds. A blitz from McFarland, and they get to Druckenmiller. Second sack of the night for the Huskers. Jason Peter with a bull rush up the middle, and McFarland blitzing off the corner, combining on the sack.
From the left side of your screen, you're going to see number 4, McFarland. From the bottom of your screen, number 55 on a little loop right there is Jason Peter. They meet and have a party in the backfield. From Druckenmiller's angle, he's got no chance here. From the top, right side, there comes McFarland. From the bottom, Peter. Jailbreak.
And as they usually do, the Huskers drop 3 men back to receive the punt. Low wobbly kick from Jimmy Kibble. Just right to be run back by Pullman. Mike Pullman with an excellent return. Brought down at the Tech 45-yard line by Michael Hoggs. It was a poor punt, low and only 39 yards. And it was returned 26 by Mike Pullman, the senior from Roselle, New Jersey. The Huskers will have excellent field position, trailing by 4 points after this.
Looking for historically high-performing mutual funds? You'll find lots of them and more right here. Mutual Fund One Source from Schwab. 600 funds, no loads. Call now for the select list free.
Hi. Sorry, never guessed my brakes would go out on the biggest day of my life.
You should have gone to Midas.
That's a very good idea, and I will after this.
Oh.
Hi. You look nice.
For a thorough brake inspection, come to Midas. We'll explain your options. It's the Midas way. A better system for you and your car.
Do you take this man to be your husband?
Midas, auto systems experts.
Welcome to Park Avenue. A place of quiet power. A place of quiet confidence. A place of quiet refuge. On Park Avenue, there is no quieter place than
This is for my grandfather, who always said I'd make the family proud. For my mom, who never let me out the door without my homework. For my dad, who worked the night shift to make our lives better.
Play 3 up. Spotty.
For myself. For my future.
Are you excited about New Year's Eve?
Dave is.
Then I'm staying up.
Because Tom Arnold's dropping by.
I'm there, dude.
Tonight on The Late Show.
We talked early about Virginia Tech's continuing struggle for respect nationally. They've won 20 of their last 21, including 7 victories over ranked teams. They've won their last 7 games against ranked opponents. Their only loss this season was against Syracuse. At the time, the Orangemen were not ranked.
Kind of interesting, those last 4 games there were the last 4 of their season. So in a 27-day period, they played 4 ranked teams and handled them all pretty easily.
Grant Wistrom, see a Band-Aid over his right eye. That's to cover up a ring. He had his eyebrow pierced on the trip here to Miami. We asked him why. We still really haven't figured it out. Amon Green, his first carry. And it's a dandy inside the 30 to the 29. Tripped up by Lauren Johnson. But it's a gain of 16 for Green, who sat out the last 2 games against Colorado and Texas with a stress fracture of his left foot.
That's the spark they need. Watch and let's see off that foot whether he makes the cut. That's an excellent cut to the outside. Looks like he's accelerating extremely well. I watched him in practice on Saturday and Sunday, and I felt like the acceleration was good. Their biggest concern, I think, is conditioning and whether or not he can cut.
Quick throw by Frost. Has a man. It's caught by Kenny Cheatham. At the 5-yard line, he goes out of bounds. Johnson had the coverage. First and goal, Nebraska. They look for a go-ahead touchdown.
See, but that's what the option game does for you. They've run the option 8 to 10 times already. You come down the line, fake it to the fullback, and your split end runs a go route. Kenny Cheatham beats Johnson easily, and that's got to be a situation where Johnson plays run second and pass first. Great pass, great catch by Cheatham.
He had only 7 receptions coming in. First and goal at the 5. Virginia Tech leads 7-3. The option. Frost keeps it and scores.
Good block by their fullback, Makovica, who, after he faked option, came down and made a great block on the linebacker to enable Frost to get in the end zone.
I don't see a flag on the field, but the officials are having a conversation.
After the touchdown, dead ball, personal foul on the defense. Will be assessed on the kickoff. Touchdown.
Reverse out, fakes it to the fullback right there, Schuster, who's going to then seal off from the inside, wide open for Frost.
Chris Brown for the extra point. And Nebraska leads for the first time tonight. It's 10-7 Cornhuskers with 9:14 left in the half.
Are you ready for some football?
The game has begun.
Who is flying the aircraft?
That would be
Me. The clock is ticking.
It's crazy. This is bad.
On January 10th.
Miss, let's delay our flight.
I'm calm.
Get ready for the ultimate
I'm going to crash the plane.
touchdown.
Happy New Year.
Turbulence. Rated R. Starts January 10th. You are looking at a non-smoker. Haven't had a cigarette in 6 months. Or a piece of Nicorette gum in 3. I am a nicotine-free man. Because Nicorette helped me get off cigarettes. My way. It eased me down. One craving at a time. I needed less and less and less Nicorette until I needed none. And none is a wonderful number.
Nicorette gum will help you quit smoking successfully by helping you control your cravings. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
If you ever take your Pontiac Sunfire convertible cruising around some mystical ancient pyramids,
Hey, make sure you try out that one latch easy opening tongue. Because it's a cool new way to worship the sun. The new 1997 Pontiac Sunfire convertible. Finally, a real set of wheels you can really afford.
I'm going to take the stairs up to my office every day.
I'm giving up desserts during the week.
50 sit-ups every morning before my shower.
This new year, why not make a resolution that's easy to keep? Kellogg's Complete Bran Flakes. High fiber, low in fat, and a crispy taste that's easy to stick with.
Me? I'm going to walk a mile every day.
Kellogg's Complete Bran Flakes. An easy start to a healthier new year.
As we look at the Kellogg's game summary, we see both teams mixing up the pass and the run. The stats fairly even, and the game fairly even as well. Nebraska with its first lead, 10-7 after the 5-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Scott Frost.
Key is the block here. Fullback comes out, takes the fake, gets the block right in here, and then the guard comes out and gets the seal on the corner, and Frost can dance into the end zone. Number 67, Taylor with the seal. Good block up right there on Torian Gray. Touchdown.
Because of the personal foul penalty on the touchdown, Brown kicks off from the 50. Looked like he was trying to entice Scales for an unwise decision to run out of the back of the end zone, because we saw him boom one out of the back of the end zone, kicking without the advantage from the penalty on the last kickoff. But Scales wasn't going for it. He let it bounce to the back of the end zone.
Made the right decision. Now, I'll tell you what Virginia Tech has to do a better job of right now. They've got to take better advantage of first down plays. Right now, they're only averaging 2.4 yards per play on first down. Consequently, they're being left in a lot of third and long situations. So they've got to do a much better job on first down.
Backup defensive lineman in the game now for Nebraska. And Ken Oxendine rips through that new unit and is close to a first down. Looks to be inches shy near the 30. Mike Minter and Jay Foreman combined on the tackle.
Once again, going right at Nebraska. Good job by the interior line of Virginia Tech. Conatee, Washington, and DiNapoli. In behind gets Oxendine. That's what I like about him. He's a little bit of a slasher. He's not afraid to get his head down, pick up the extra yards.
Second and a short one. Oxendine now with 42 yards rushing on 6 carries. He was the second leading rusher in the Big East this year behind Omari Walker, Boston College. Marcus Parker with the first down and much more. Out to the 36-yard line. He's a junior from Roanoke.
We talked about how Parker gives you an added dimension. You get the pull by number 75, Todd Washington, out in front. Little inside handoff out of the gun. And this guy, Parker, runs a 4.5 40 at 220. So even though they're losing a little bit on the blocking side of fullback, they pick it up because he's a better runner.
He missed the first 4 games of the season for a violation of team rules. He's had much more yardage than the 467 he had coming into this one. Oxendine on first down, crosses the 40. They'll spot the ball right back on the 40-yard line. A gain of 4. Eric Warfield made the tackle. Oxendine, we talk about Virginia Tech looking for respect. He said the reason he chose Tech was because he wanted to be a part of building a tradition. But he also told us, even though he grew up in the state of Virginia, he had never heard of Virginia Tech until he was in high school.
Kind of amazing how far that program has come in 4 years. They've got 37 wins in the last 4 years. Only 6 teams in the country are better.
Second down and 6. Nice move by Oxendine, and he slipped on that paint again. That is a very slick area of the field. They had the CarQuest Bowl here on Friday night, and their logos were painted on the field. Then they had to change over the painted areas for the FedEx Orange Bowl logos and the 2 team names in the end zones. And this field has a lot of slick paint in spots.
Watch the cut he makes, though, to make Mike Minter miss right there. That's a big-time cut, folks. And there it is, the slide on the black paint. Still keeps his feet fighting for yardage.
Bottom down to the 49-yard line of Virginia Tech and a first down. Nebraska leads 10-7 second quarter. Oxendine crossed midfield. Jay Foreman made the tackle with help from Jamel Williams. Saturday in prime time, CBS Sports puts on an icy hot special, Too Hot to Skate, from an outdoor rink in Las Vegas. You'll see Scott Hamilton, Katarina Witt, Oksana Bayul, and more. They show off in a whole new way. Too Hot to Skate, Saturday in prime time on CBS Sports. The handoff to Marcus Parker, and he's thrown for a loss. Jeff Ogard, the defensive tackle, had help from Octavius McFarland. Ogard's the quiet member of that defensive front. He's a senior, wears number 97. Charlie McBride, the defensive coordinator, said in 5 years in the program, I think he said a total of maybe 500 words to me. He's averaged about 100 words per year.
And he really likes this young man. Interesting, he's at 6'6", 310 pounds. He's really the guy that holds up the middle of that Nebraska line against run.
He's from St. Paul, Nebraska. 3rd down and 6. Druckenmiller runs, and he has the first down. At the 40 of Nebraska, Eric Stokes tried to drag him down from behind, and that's a tough task with the muscular Druckenmiller.
Now, if people had concerns about Druckenmiller's mobility, he's trying to throw the ball underneath the number 22 scales. It's not there. He tucks it, goes, gets what he can. Look how strong he is. You know, that's just a great job. 6'5", 237. He's 20-3 as a starter. I happen to think this young man's best games are ahead of him in the NFL.
He was the Big East co-offensive player of the year with Syracuse quarterback Donovan McNabb. 7th play of the drive. Huskers up around the line of scrimmage, and as a result, they stuffed the run. There was Ken Oxendine, the ball carrier, and Octavius McFarland made the tackle, and he's been very active since coming in for the injured Ryan Terwilliger.
He really has. He's a better athlete than Terwilliger. Terwilliger stands up against the run well, but he certainly can't run like McFarland, who probably isn't used to A, to the heat, and B, to getting this much action, because he's tired.
He wants to come out. You can see him gesturing to the sideline.
He's got to get some new shades. Darth Vader there.
His replacement would likely be Eric Johnson. Play action fake. There's McFarland again. And Druckenmiller dumped it off for Oxendine. This time they're going to call it a sack. Back at the 50-yard line. Well, if he was tired, he wasn't tired enough to come on the blitz and get the sack.
I'm not sure how you call that a sack. There's no such thing as in the grass. Look at him. He's not even touched. Great athlete. Now let's see what Druckenmiller does. Why is that a sack? The NFL has in the grass. College football doesn't. I don't get it.
And Frank Beamer has the same question.
That's a bad call.
Forward progress, said the official on the sideline.
He's still fighting. He is still fighting.
That's
you
right.
Can't call it at that point. Guy's 237 pounds. He's got a 190-pound D-back on him. You can't call that dead. 3rd and 20. Huskers showing blitz. Druckenmiller, flag thrown in the area in which you'd expect a holding call. Ball thrown and caught for a first down at the play stands. Ken Oxendine, the reception. There's a flag back at the 44-yard line. It's probably going to be a holding call, which will bring it back. Yep.
And our crack spotter, Chris Helen, thought he detected Billy Conatee bringing down Mike Rucker. It was the center, apparently, guilty of holding.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I watched a very tough quarterback on television last night named Detmer do a great job. I am just as impressed.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat 3rd down.
I am so impressed with Jim Druckenmiller today. 61, Billy Conatee's in the middle of your screen. Rucker comes through, and there it is, the takedown. Good job on the recognition by our spotter, Chris Helen. The dish late. Look at the fight, though, by Oxendine. You got to give Tech a ton of credit. They're really doing a nice job. And how about Jim Druckenmiller?
He's been under siege. Well, how do you play it now if you're Frank Beamer? 3rd down and a mile.
It's a quick kick right here, right?
3rd and 37. That might be an option. They might just resort to a running play now as they shift into the eye. And the ball lost and picked up by Jason Pater. Touchdown, Nebraska. Mike Rucker knocked it loose, and Pater ran it in. And rather than and just run into the line and punt. They went to a slightly riskier play. The option is not a big play for them, and it hurts them.
You know what? It's not that it's a riskier play, but it's that for the first time today, Druckenmiller made a very poor decision. Under pressure like that, you can never throw the football away. There's the fake. Now he's got people all over him right now, and the ball is knocked down by Rucker, picked up by Peter. Hey, folks, that's a defensive tackle, 6'5", 285. That's an athlete right there.
And the Huskers lead 16-7. Jason Peter, the junior from Locust, New Jersey. Chris Brown adds the extra point. 17 unanswered points by Nebraska.
When my grandfather searched the Bonsai Pipeline, narrow boards ruled. Eventually, Gramps had a stroke of genius. A wider board for better control. He said, wider is better.
Introducing the new Wide Track Grand Prix. Its wheels are set wide to hold the road. For more control when you're shooting the curves.
It's true.
The new Wide Track Grand Prix from Pontiac. Wider is better.
Come on, Scotty, give me a fry.
America's favorite fries. McDonald's. Go get them.
Please, get your own, man.
Recently, an independent group of brewmasters and beer experts conducted a tasting of just about every major beer in the country. For 4 months, they sampled regular and ice beers for character, flavor, and overall quality. And in the end, the judges named one beer the best tasting beer in America, Old Milwaukee. So when you want the best tasting beer, now you know where to turn. Old Milwaukee.
This is your mutual fund portfolio. You may want to put in some aggressive growth funds, some balanced funds, maybe an international, and of course, lots of historically high performers. So you'll want to build your portfolio at Mutual Fund OneSource from Schwab. 600 funds, no loads. And the select list free when you call now, the way it should be.
Let's get real. Brakes stop your wheels, but tires stop your car. Goodyear AquaTread 2 has a deeper, wider aqua channel than the original AquaTread to sweep water away for outstanding wet traction. AquaTread, only from Goodyear.
Coming up on the College Football Today halftime report, some insights from Craig James and the coach, Lou Holtz, and the Country Stars and Stripes Orange Bowl is spectacular in the Independence Bowl today. Army trailed 32-7 entering the fourth quarter. They rallied to within 32-29. Jay Parker missed a 27-yard field goal on third down, and Auburn held on to win. Parker had been 17 for 17 inside 40, but missed tonight. Coming up at halftime, let's go back to the game.
Jason Peters' 31-yard return to the fumble has given Nebraska a 10-point lead in a big play early in the game.
Yeah, you can't let Nebraska separate like that. It's so hard to catch up to them with their great defense.
Chris Brown's kick bounces into the end zone, and another touchback.
Now, Mike Rucker is the backup defensive end to Grant Wickstrom. Watch him make contact with the tackle, fight through pressure, and at the mesh point, right there when they try and pitch it, he knocks it down, and a very athletic play by their defensive tackle, Jason Peter. That's a touchdown.
And this is the fourth time that Virginia Tech has started a possession at its own 20. Chris Brown's been a great weapon with his kickoffs into the end zone. Tech back to its strength, but Oxendine gets nothing on the run. Mike Mentor flying up from his rover position. He was first team all Big 12 on the squad picked by the media this year.
This is a key series for Virginia Tech right here. You give up the big play. Now you're down 10. Late in the second quarter, they cannot afford any more separation. They've got to get a drive going, and worst case scenario, regain some field position.
Clock ticking down to 3 minutes left in the half. 2nd and 10. Play action fake. Druckenmiller under pressure. Jennings, the tight end. First down. Hokies out to the 40-yard line. 19 yards on the pass play to Brian Jennings, the senior from Forest, Virginia, had a big game in the Sugar Bowl last year against Texas with 6 catches.
I really believe Jennings can work the middle of the field here against Nebraska and pick up significant yardage. The Texas tight end Fitzgerald did the same thing. This guy is a talented young man. He's ranked number 2 in the country by Sporting News as far as draft-eligible tight ends. I believe they can get him the football.
1st and 10. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. Nice move by Oxendine. Oxendine in the clear. Eric Stokes able to run him down at the 21-yard line. Big play for the Hokies when they really needed one.
Yeah, all great backs have an ability to cut back, and Oxendine did a super job in the hole, breaking the counter back weak side. Nebraska is very strong at the point of attack, but watch the cutback. Sees something innately, cuts back, makes 2 people miss right in the hole, and then it's just a foot race. Oxendine's got good speed, but Eric Stokes has great speed. A couple of big plays, though, Sean, for Virginia Tech, right back in it.
That's a 39-yard gain. Oxendine up to 99 yards rushing on 12 carries. Movement. They snap the ball to Druckenmiller. There are flags. Billy Conity and Jim Druckenmiller, obviously over the years, attuned to snapping when they see encroachment by the defense.
Offsides on the defense. 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
Makes the situation a little bit easier for Virginia Tech now. 1st and 5 and 16-yard line in the red zone. You know, it's interesting, Sean, in the red zone, this Nebraska defense has only been there 16 times this entire season in 12 games.
Where opposing offenses get to this point of the field. And off to the fullback, Marcus Parker. He's down to 15. And we're down to 1:40 on the clock running remaining in the half.
And I'm not sure Octavius McFarland was trying to make the tackle or take his head off, but that was a good aggressive play by a guy that stepped up and played pretty well here in replacing Terwilliger.
A minute 20 left in the half. 17-7 Nebraska. They fell behind 7-0. They've scored 17 unanswered points. This is 2nd down and 4.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a corner route against man-to-man coverage.
Oxendine took the toss and showed his power to turn it into a gain. It looked like it was going to be a no-gainer on the play. Jamel Williams made the tackle on Oxendine. And a timeout called by the Hokies with a big 3rd down and short upcoming. Oxendine now over 100 yards. It's his 5th 100-yard game this season. At 4 during the regular season against Temple, Pitt, Southwestern Louisiana, and West Virginia.
The University of Nebraska ranks #1 in the nation for graduating academic All-Americans in football, women's volleyball, in fact, all sports put together. And our honors program attracts some of the country's highest-scoring freshmen in fields like physics, computer science, biology, chemistry, and math. So you have an interesting known value for N. There is no place like Nebraska.
For 125 years, Virginia Tech has been dedicated to the discovery, teaching, and application of knowledge. Today, Tech students are immersed in a world of advanced technology and communication, and here most will find their life's work. The world of knowledge and experience at Virginia Tech is not just academic. It is practical. It has purpose. It is working. Virginia Tech, where knowledge is working.
You joined us late. Here's what you missed. Virginia Tech scored first on a 19-yard pass on a screen play to Marcus Parker. It was the 2nd possession of the game for Tech. Chris Brown got the Huskers on the board with a 25-yard field goal, the first 3 of 17 consecutive points scored by Nebraska Scott Frost gave the Huskers their first lead at 10-7 on a 5-yard run, capping a 45-yard drive. And then Jason Pater picked up a Jim Druckenmiller fumble and returned it 31 yards. The extra point made it 17-7. That's where we are with 57 seconds left in the half. But the Hokies have marched from their own 20 to the 13-yard line of Nebraska. Now they're looking at third down and a short 2.
Huge play here for Virginia Tech. They've got to come away with points on the board. Obviously, they'd like to see 7 instead of 3.
Started into the shotgun and then shifted into the I with 2 wide receivers to the right.
Tried to draw,
changing the play.
Tried to draw him first, now he's changing.
They snapped it with 5 on the play clock. Parker up the middle. It's going to be very close. His first surge got him very close to the marker, and then he was bounced back, but it appears from the official on the far side of the field that they are going to give him that mark at the forward progress. Jeff Ogard and Jason Peter combining on the stop, and there will be a measurement. 50 seconds left in the half.
I think they got a pretty good mark there. Looks like the head of the ball probably got to the yard marker, and they're going to get the first down. If they don't, it'll be an interesting decision for Beamer here. You got to get points on the board. Do you take a chance? Now I don't have to tell
you. There's Ricky Bussell, the offensive coordinator.
They've got an awful lot of work to get from Bussell, the play to the sideline, waggled into Druckenmiller, and still give him time to change at the line of scrimmage. It's very convoluted.
First and 10. They can pick up another first down just inside the 2-yard line. Now the shotgun now. Druckenmiller a pump, and then he threw to Cornelius White. And he tried to scramble for yardage. They're going to give him forward progress all the way up to the 6. So that's another pretty generous spot. Ralph Brown made the tackle. The clock's running. And now a timeout called by Virginia Tech with 25 seconds left. And the Hokies with 1 timeout remaining. They still trail 17-7.
And not a great pass by Druckenmiller there behind him, which forced him to reach back for it and gave the defensive back from Nebraska, Minner, time to recover.
Friends, Larry Hagman is returning. Or Larry Hergman is
retiring.
No, he's not. He's returning to CBS in a powerful new dramatic series, Orleans. Hagman is a judge who bends the rules but never breaks the law. Don't miss the 2-hour series premiere next Wednesday on CBS. Given the problems of these 2 programs, I'm not sure this will be the favorite new show for the Hokies and the Huskers.
Now let's talk a little bit about the situation here. It's second down, goal to goal, 5-yard line, but more importantly, 1 timeout left and 25 seconds on the clock. Now Virginia Tech wide receivers have only caught 2 passes so far today. So I think what you're going to see, number 1, what's the personnel in the game? If the tight end's in the game, you might see Brian Jennings involved here, because I don't think they can take the time to continue to burn the clock with running plays.
Ball spotted on the 6-yard line. 2nd and 5. 8th play of the drive.
The 4 wide out set. They'll probably do some kind of crossing or pick routes, anticipating man-to-man coverage.
Parker, the back, lined up to the left of Druckenmiller. Blitz. Druckenmiller into the end zone, into coverage, and caught! Ripped away by Scales. It looked like it was going to be intercepted by McFarland, and Scales took it away from him.
How did that happen? Poor decision by Druckenmiller. Ball should have never been thrown. Poor pass, and they end up with a touchdown. I guess Sean Scales atones for the previous 2 drop passes. Druckenmiller once again under heavy pressure. Nebraska little zone blitz right there. Gets hit from behind. McFarland sitting there waiting. But the more aggressive Scales makes the play.
You're right. He approached it to McFarland like he was fielding a punt rather than run at the ball and separate himself from Scales. He was in perfect position to make the pick and didn't.
Inexperience.
Scales the touchdown. And Tech back within 3.
You want to play sport at an NCAA Division I or II school?
You must be certified by the NCAA Initial Eligibility Clearinghouse. Get one of these student release forms from your coach or guidance counselor and send it to the clearinghouse. Remember, if you're not certified, you can't compete as a freshman in Division I or II. For more information, call toll-free 800-638-3731. Want to play? Know the rules.
This message provided by the NCAA.
There's a word we use for athletes who win with hard work and dedication: champion. And there's a word we use for athletes who use steroids or any other drugs to get an edge: cheaters.
If you or someone you know needs help or information concerning drug abuse, call this toll-free number, 1-800-662-HELP. This message provided by the NCAA.
To the pursuit of justice, they will devote their lives. For the sake of America, they will fight for the truth. In the name of glory, they will risk it all.
Just call us, Jag.
In the courtroom or on the killing fields.
We're unarmed.
Thank you. The nation's best defense is a pair of criminal prosecutors. Commander Harmon Rabb.
I was always a sucker for dress whites.
Major Sarah McKenzie.
Major, I never had you pegged for such a romantic.
New year, new network, new champions. Jag premieres CBS Friday.
And a great individual effort by number 22, Sean Scales, and we've got a 17-14 ball game. Look, he's bracketed both by 4 McFarland and 10 Minter. McFarland's got to elevate for the football. He just stood there and wait for it to come. Scales did a great job. He was more aggressive. He made the play, went and got the football. That's a huge swing right there in the football game.
And if you missed the feature story about Scales during our coverage at halftime of the Sun Bowl this afternoon, he is a great picture of perseverance. His father left his family when Sean was 2 years old. His mother was badly involved with drugs, as was an older brother. With the help of some teachers and coaches whom Sean moved in, he kept his life on track. The 8th grade coach took him into his own home. And here Sean is playing in the Orange Bowl tonight. Kickoff return by Billy Legate. The touchdown pass to Scales, a 6-yarder, capping that 80-play drive. And now Tom Osborne decides to, with this good field position after the squib kick, they can throw it down the field.
Squib kick was probably the right call, but it wasn't kicked hard enough. I mean, they've got field position and they've got timeouts remaining, so why not go for it? All they need 25 to 30 yards for realistic field goal opportunity.
Long time since the Nebraska offense has been on the field. Frost does air it out, and it's incomplete. 17 straight plays were run by the Virginia Tech offense. You might remember the fumble on which Nebraska scored defensively. And right back on the field came their defense.
Good job by the Rover that time. Pearson Prelo running underneath the seam route. Forced Frost to throw it up high and throw it away.
Chris Brown, the kicker, has a strong leg. He's made 2 from beyond 50 yards, so they wouldn't have to go all that far to get him into position. Down around the 33-yard line of Tech would do the job. Now they go back to the run. Amon Green. A short gain. And the team content to let the half end. A very entertaining first half in the 63rd annual FedEx Orange Bowl.
Look at the look on Frank Beamer. Is that intensity or what?
I wonder if he's still upset with the officials. He certainly was earlier when it was ruled a sack on Druckenmiller as Jim dumped the pass off while being held by Nebraska defenders. Here's Dave Logan.
Okay, thanks, Sean. Coach Osborne, you said your team would have to play with emotion in the beginning of this football game, or it would be a long evening. Are you happy with the level that they're playing with?
Yeah, I think we're playing hard. We're just playing a good football team, and it's going to be back and forth, and it's probably going to go down to the fourth quarter. And the big thing is going to be who's got the most left at that time, who's in the best shape. And we've had a few injuries, they've had a few injuries, so it'll probably all add up at the end.
We want you to come out and throw the football a little bit more than usual at Nebraska. Any reason for that, Coach?
Well, we're just doing what we think we have to do to move the ball, and we can throw it. We're very capable of it. We'll probably mix it up second half, too.
All right, Coach, have a good second half. Okay, Sean, back to you.
The end of the first half, the score: Nebraska 17, Virginia Tech 14. Pat O'Brien, Craig James, and Coach Lou Holtz will be along with College Football Today right after this message and a word from your local station.
they're the nation's best defense. They're known as JAG.
The United States government does not negotiate with drug lords.
The Marine Corps does not leave their own behind.
Those men lay it on the line every day. Some die.
David James Elliott is Commander Harmon Rabb.
You offering to defend me, Commander? Yes, sir.
His partner, Marine Major Sarah McKenzie.
It works better with the safety off.
New year, new network, new champions. JAG premieres CBS Friday.
CBS. Welcome home.
Agriculture is a connection between the past and the future. Agriculture is a constant across time. 10,000 years ago, 400, 500 generations, there were people here making a living. On our farm, we found artifacts that go back 10 and 12,000 years. It's our responsibility to make sure that there is a place here for the next generation. A farmer's got to believe there's going to be a tomorrow.
It's our greatest offer ever at Sampson Furniture. Do not pay until 1998. Pay no interest charges. Make no payments until 1998. Do not pay until 1998. Save store-wide. Nothing held back. And pay nothing until January 1998. Hurry. Sale ends New Year's Day. Sampson Furniture, Woodville Road, across from Genoa Ford.
The countdown for Toledo's first night is on, complete with the fireworks display at midnight.
The College Football Today Ford Taurus Halftime Report is sponsored by Ford Taurus.
A tuba with a baseball cap. The festive marching Virginians in their performance for the Orange Bowl fans earlier tonight. We welcome you to the College Football Today Ford Taurus Halftime Report, where it's a game, Nebraska, Virginia Tech 17-14. Hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien, along with Craig James and Lou Holtz. And coming up, the FedEx Orange Bowl Spectacular Country, Stars, and Stripes. And before the night's over, maybe Lou will tell us where he's going in a couple of weeks, but we'll get to that perhaps a little later. Craig, you and I have talked about respect for Virginia Tech all season long, and they're getting it tonight. And
we've seen Virginia Tech on the football field. You know, Nebraska goes down and they score, and I thought, oh, gosh, here it goes. We're going to lose the ball game. But no, Virginia Tech shows they got athletes. They got football players out there. Sean Scales, on that touchdown reception, he went up and made an athletic play. Virginia Tech's just not a blue-collar football team.
Yeah, gosh. Anyway, what about the confidence of Virginia Tech?
Well, I think it has to help you score just before the half instead of being down 17-7. You go in there at halftime, you say, hey, we gave them 7 points. We're only down by 3. I think their confidence level is going to grow, but the first 5 minutes, third quarter is critical.
Let's talk about Virginia Tech's defensive strategy so far.
Yeah, they've had to go in and try to figure out how to stop the option. Nebraska runs the option extremely well, and I was curious to see how they do it. Well, very simple here. They're trying to take the quarterback out. You're going to see a linebacker come down, try to kiss him in the mouth. But it's important you get inside-outside help from the linebacker. He's supposed to get out here. But the tight end is going to come in here and wall him off. Nebraska eventually will hit a big play if they don't get penetration from the inside. Virginia Tech's got to get out there. Those little 8- and 9-yard pops by the running back will eventually wear on somebody, and it puts a great deal of pressure on that secondary.
Well, the secondary comes up, makes a play, and all of a sudden you run a play-action pass. You turn around and say, where'd he come from? He jumped out of the ground or something like that. But Virginia Tech's doing a nice job.
Let's go for some battling telestrators here. And, Coach, costly turnover for the Hokies.
Well, we said that Virginia Tech did not need to give Nebraska any help. They didn't need it. And here on 3rd and 37, they're going to come out with an option. You see, they have 3 defensive backs to this side, only 1 into the short field. They're going to crack down here on the linebacker, fake the fullback up inside, run the option out there. But Nebraska runs a little bit of a twist on the end down. Peters back out, creates a little confusion, disrupts the timing of the option. Druckenmiller doesn't make the play, and the ball's on the ground. Now you're going to see it picked up by Peters, goes in for a touchdown, and that is the 57th point scored by the defense this year, and the 167th point the defense has set up this entire year. And that was 7 points they gave away they did not need to do.
Think he's ever seen any game film before?
Hell, I know. That chalkboard was full of a lot of lines there, Coach.
All right, we'll be back later with bowl news and a report from the Fiesta Bowl. But next, Country Stars and Stripes as College Football Today rolls on right after this.
feel very safe in this car.
People love talking about Ford Taurus.
I mainly bought it for safety and security.
I like the way it looks.
This car has everything I need to fit my lifestyle. Feels safe, reassuring.
It handles well, it hugs the road. I can turn on a dime.
I finally found a manufacturer who listens to the customer.
Ford Taurus, the best-selling car in America, starting at $18,545.
It's forward-moving, forward-thinking, and I love being a part of that.
You can't beat it. Took it to the next level.
I can't believe this has happened to me. I mean, the car tires are gone and the battery's
Everybody
gone.
goes through bad times. And you can see them change. Like you calm them down, and you explain things to them when maybe they were feeling in a position of powerlessness.
Robin, could you call a cab?
That's a great feeling. When something happens to somebody else, I want to give them that.
Thank you so much.
I think that's what this is all about, really.
Being in good hands is the only place to be.
For more than 60 years, the Orange Bowl Festival has thrilled millions with events such as the FedEx Orange Bowl with its renowned halftime extravaganza, the Orange Bowl Parade, and the Rolex Orange Bowl International Tennis Championships. Each year, Greater Miami and the Beaches welcomes visitors to the festival and offers them the opportunity to enjoy the area's beaches and many recreational opportunities. Join us as we salute the Orange Bowl Festival and Greater Miami and the Beaches, a world-class event in a world-class destination.
The most compelling action is on CBS Sports.
Brigham Young and Kansas State clash at the Southwestern Bell Cotton Bowl Classic. Then in prime time, Penn State locks horns with Texas at the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl tomorrow on CBS.
On behalf of everyone at FedEx, welcome to the 1996 FedEx Orange Bowl. In college football, it takes a precise game plan, solid leadership, and the hard-won efforts of an entire team to succeed. Just as it is at FedEx, where we rely on our innovative strategies, strong leadership, and a worldwide team of 127,000 employees to deliver the world on time. We wish the officials, coaches, and players of Nebraska and Virginia Tech the best of luck in this year's game. FedEx is honored to be associated with the rich tradition of the Orange Bowl and college football. Have a happy new year.
Howdy and Happy New Year! The Orange Bowl Committee and Bacardi USA proudly present the 63rd Annual Halftime Extravaganza, starring Miss Scooter Lee and country music superstars, the Mavericks. Get ready for a red, white, and blue New Year's Eve celebration. It's Country Stars and Stripes.
You know everybody loves a country song. We're singing in the new year, so glad you came along. This little bit of Music City is sure to bring a smile. Let's sing so they can hear us for a good old country mile. Everybody loves country, country, country USA. Everybody loves country, country, it's country all the way. From Hollywood to Hollywood, from sea to shining sea, this down-home celebration takes you where you want to be. Everybody loves country, country, country USA. Everybody loves country, country, it's country all the way. From Hollywood to Hollywood, from sea to shining sea, this down-home celebration takes you where you want to be. 'Cause this is our country, and it's country USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Atlanta, Georgia, please give a warm South Florida welcome to the honky-tonk twister herself, Miss Scooter Lee.
When I saw you from across the room, I thought, oh my, you're way too cool. Just one look and I knew I had to make you mine. A little nervous, taking a chance, but I sashayed over asking you to dance with a smile and a chuckle. You took my hand, it was gonna be a night to remember, oh man. So romping, stomping, get down, jumping, honky-tonkin', good time. Yeah, it's a romping, stomping, get down, jumping, honky-tonkin', good time. Well, girls screaming out for more. You know you make me lose my mind. We're just having fun, so don't come undone. Let's make those buckles shine. Well, it's a romping, stomping, get down, jumping, honky-tonkin' good time. Well, it's a romping, stomping, get down, jumping, honky-tonkin' good time. Twist, the honky-tonk twist. We got a new dance and it goes like this. Come on, everybody, it's a honky-tonk twist. Grab yourself a partner now, get on the floor. A swinging jitterbug will be cooking for sure. We're gonna move to the left now, move to the right. It's a cool little dance we'll be doing all night. It's time to let go, so don't hold back. Slide into the twist. Ooh, I like it like that. Let's twist. The honky-tonk twist. I like it like this. Oh, baby, baby, when we twist. The honky-tonk twist. Now people been dancing for centuries. They've been busting loose, they've been breaking free. Now move to the groove and stomp your feet. Clap your hands, grab your hips, now wiggle your seat. Let's twist. Honky-tonk twist. I like it like this. Go crazy, baby, with the twist. The honky-tonk twist. By this time, you know how it goes. You're looking real good, and baby, it's so. You can twist real fast, you can twist real slow. Twist back on your heels and up on your toes. No time to waste, no time to kill. Slide into the twist, let's see how it feels to twist. The honky-tonk twist. I like it like this. Oh, baby, when we twist. We got a little dance and it goes like this. Come on, everybody, it's a honky-tonk twist. Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, boy, have we got something for you. They started out right here in South Florida. Grammy Award winners, vocal group of the year. Welcome home, our friends in Miami Zone, performing their latest hit. Yeah, the Maverick!
Well, I worked all night and day to try and please you, to buy the things I never could afford. And now the wells run dry for me, so I must leave you. But I don't care if you love me anymore. Well, you go out on the town with eyes of cheese, see a world you never seen before. But my heart was always there to take a beat. I don't care if you love me anymore. You never showed the slightest bit of heartache when I told you I was leaving you for good. You tried to justify what you did always. Some things are better left than understood. Now the world keeps turning when we're not together. My troubles have all been washed ashore. But I'll sail the 7 seas and then I'll end up nowhere. I don't care if you love me anymore.
Another fabulous Orange Bowl halftime. The College Football Today Ford Taurus halftime report will continue in a moment.
What now?
You're using the wrong tool.
Ford F-Series with the world's only standard third door. And available new 5.4-liter Triton V8 for even more torque and horsepower.
Yeah, you got all your holes dug, huh?
The new Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Take a stroll down memory lane at the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
You crushed my knee, was your toe, you broke my wrist, it was your nose. Ah, yes. I remember it well. You sacked me once. I sacked you twice. In pouring rain. No, it was nice. Ah, yes.
But when you go, don't forget your Visa card, because the Hall takes the NFL's best, but not American Express.
See ya, Nitsky. It's vodka. Ah, yes.
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Here's the thing. Most long-distance plans, very complicated.
Oh, yeah.
But the AT&T one-rate plan, very simple.
How simple?
Calls from home are one low rate all the time.
How much?
It's 15 cents a minute to anybody in America at any time.
And this is AT&T.
That's right.
One rate all the time.
Exactly.
Is there any time when this is not the rate?
There is no time when this is not the rate.
I don't get it.
Am I just being unclear?
No restrictions, no games. The AT&T one-rate plan.
Larry Hagman returns to CBS in a powerful new dramatic series.
You wouldn't be offering my colleague a bribe now, would you?
In a city filled with secrets, there's one man who has all the answers.
I know, and you know, you're guilty as hell.
Totally unorthodox.
Oh, my.
Highly respected. He controls Orleans.
The family is a very precious and fragile thing, and you destroyed it.
Where things are done a little differently.
And I'm going to take you down.
Orleans, CBS, January 8th.
That's the sound you'll be hearing on Times Square and elsewhere later on. 2 hours, 56 minutes, and 15 seconds. And that's the story down in Times Square in New York City, where it's under 20 degrees. And this is for you a little later on. Welcome back to College Football Today. Ford Taurus halftime report. Nebraska leads Virginia Tech 17-14. Let's catch everybody up to date on what's going on in college football today. Stanford won their 5th straight win, and it was a big one over Michigan State this afternoon. 38-0 was the final score, and Tyrone Willingham 43rd birthday yesterday. Todd Schultz fires across the middle, but then picked.
Yeah, wrong guy. Josh Matson picks it off over the middle. Great running. This guy had to have been a former quarterback or running back in college, but he's got a great head on his shoulder, too. He comes out and pitches it to Leroy Pruitt, takes it on the end for a 7-0 score. Stanford's defense the last 4 games was spectacular this season. They continued again today, continuing the beat for them, and Nick Saban knew that at Michigan State they were in a great deal of trouble because Stanford and Chad Hutchinson showed up to play. 22 of 28 on the day at 79% completion. This here touchdown pass to John Ritchie, and they go up 14-0.
Didn't have a chance today. 38-0 the final there. The Independence Bowl, a thriller. Auburn and Army 32-29 the final there. And Army's been riding high all season, smiling. But here Damian Craig finds Tyrone Goodson for a 30-yard strike. Auburn led 32-7 after 3 quarters.
And you thought it was over with. I did, at least. I said there's no offense at Army. These guys are smoked. They're finished. Take them home. But they didn't. They didn't quit. Army came right back. A minute 27 remaining. Ronnie Makeda to Roderick Richardson. The 2-point conversion after this touchdown cut the lead to 32-29. And then after recovering the onside kick, we all jumped through our seats here in the studio. Joseph Parker, who was what, Pat?
17 for 17 under 40. It's a 3rd down attempt, and I guess you think it's money at that point, but he misses it. And Auburn goes on to win at 32-29 in a thriller indeed. In the Heritage Bowl Division I AA, Howard prevails over Southern 27-24. Tomorrow, our Bowl Fest continues with the Southwestern Bell Cotton Bowl kicking off at 1:30, and then coverage of the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl begins at 8 o'clock Eastern. For a report on that game, our man Jim Nance.
As the last remaining hours of 1996 wind down, the final preparations were made today for the 1997 Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Hi, everyone. I'm Jim Nance. In just a little less than 24 hours, 2 of the most storied programs in college football history will meet. Penn State and Texas squaring off for only the 5th time. For Joe Paterno and John Makovic, they had a chance to meet earlier today for the last time off the field. Later, the Longhorns went through their final paces here at Sun Devil Stadium, while Makovic anticipated the showdown with the Nittany Lions.
If we can keep from giving the ball back to them and we can move down the field, that'll be a big part of it for us. We have to score points, too. I don't think that we can get into a low-scoring game with them. I think we'll have to try to put points on the board. If they get into the same mode and they want to try to score a lot and it gets into a high-scoring game, it should be a lot of fun. It'll be exciting.
As always, my man Terry Donahue is alongside. And Terry, we have 2 of the hottest teams in college football entering this bowl game tomorrow night.
Well, Texas, after a mid-season slump, won their last 5 games behind the quarterback James Brown.
He can beat you with his legs or his arm. Just ask Nebraska. And Penn State, when Joe Paterno has more than a week to prepare for a game, he's the best in the history of college football.
He's won more bowl games than any other coach, and he's a perfect 5-0 at the Fiesta Bowl. Texas and Penn State tomorrow night. For now, let's send it back to New York and Pat O'Brien.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Terry, nice to have you guys on tonight. We'll be watching tomorrow night. Your take on that game?
I think Texas is a better football team right now. Texas can go out with their defensive line that's young and growing in experience and confidence and do a good job. But Joe Paterno's Mr. Bowl man, 17 bowl victories. If he can get his quarterback, Wally Richardson, to play a good, solid football game against Texas defense, they'll do it.
I want to ask Coach about this game, Nebraska, Virginia Tech. What does Tech have to do coming out now?
Well, first of all, at halftime, Nebraska knows those people are there and they aren't going to go away. Virginia Tech's got to say, we need to play 60 minutes. You just can't say, well, we proved something in 30 minutes. They got to come out with more intensity and greater confidence than ever before.
Play the whole game. Thank you, guys. As you look at the Cornhusker Marching Band performing earlier tonight, coming up the second half of the FedEx Orange Bowl, Nebraska leading Virginia Tech 17-14 after a message and a word from your very own local station. Enjoy the second half on CBS.
The College Football Today Ford Taurus Halftime Report has been sponsored by Ford Taurus.
CBS. Welcome home.
The 18th annual Toyotathon is on, and you can feel the crowd's excitement as the stars arrive. And here comes the better-than-ever Camry, priced $1,400 less than last year. All new, better in every way, right down to the new lower price. And not to be outdone, the full-size Avalon arrives at hundreds less than last year. Still under $24,000. So waltz into your Toyota dealer now. Don't miss Toyota's premier sales event.
Because of so many requests, we're pleased to announce that Toledo 11, the News Channel documentaries, are now available to you on video cassette. Documentaries such as D-Day Remembered, commemorating the 50th anniversary of D-Day. The USS Toledo, underway under sea, takes you aboard a nuclear submarine. Maybe this time Downtown examines the past and future of downtown Toledo. For a description of titles and information on ordering, call 248-WTOL and enter category 1100.
See the most romantic fairy tale of all time, live on ice, as Walt Disney's World on Ice presents Beauty and the Beast. Toledo 11, the news channel, and Toledo Area Parent News invite you to save $4 on tickets to Family Night, January 8th at 7:30 with coupons from Thackeray's Bookstore. Or save when you bring a new or used children's book to donate at the show. All books donated will go to charity. Join the Family Night fun at Beauty and the Beast, playing Toledo Sports Arena, January 8th through 12th.
Have a big board holiday from Toledo 11, the news channel.
Dave wants you to know why Entertainment Weekly named Ray Romano Best New Actor.
Go ahead, Ray.
Everybody loves Raymond. Friday.
A regular Al Pacino, ain't he?
David Logan back with you at the Orange Bowl with the score: Nebraska 17, Virginia Tech 14. And joining me now is the star of Everyone Loves Raymond, Ray Romano. Ray, it is so good to see you here at the Orange Bowl. How you doing?
Great. Nice to be here. Very excited.
Now, in your show that's seen Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on CBS, you play a sports writer. What'd you think of the first half?
You're at a bowl game. All you want is a close game. That's all you can ask for. Although I'll tell you, I brought my wife. It's her first time ever at a football game. So I spent most of the first half explaining the rules of football. She doesn't watch. She's a full-time mother. We have 3 little kids. So I had to tell her things like when a team has a timeout, that doesn't mean they have to sit in a chair in the corner, things like that. But she's loving it, and I'll tell you why she's really excited to be here. We have twin 4-year-old boys at home. It's actually quieter here than in our house. So she's loving it here.
Okay, now speaking of the twins, where are they right now?
They're in New York. My mother's babysitting. Can I say hi? Mom, hi. Happy New Year. We're at the Orange Bowl. This will give her a big thrill. It might upset her because we told her we were going out to get Chinese food. But we're here, Ma. It's 80 degrees. I want to mention the weather. Everyone loves the weather here, except I think that guy in the orange must be really annoyed that it's warmed up so much.
Well, I tell you, everybody loves Raymond. Congratulations on a great 96 season. You've done well.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I also want to say I'm amazed that there's 40 or 50,000 people here pretending not to recognize me. The restraint they have, I commend them.
All right. Thank you very much, Ray Romano. Let's go back upstairs. John.
Well, perhaps that will change shortly. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Everybody loves Raymond. Everybody had something they could love in that first half. There was a lot of action, and as we expected, despite the point spread, an evenly played game.
Yeah, I think you and I and most of the people that watched them practice this week expected a tight game. You've got two very similar teams, big, tough, physical. Nebraska's got a little bit of an edge on team speed, but I like what Tom Osborne said at the end of the first half. They're going to get it into the fourth quarter. Whoever makes the big play wins the game.
Look at the first half stats. Virginia Tech with a rather comfortable edge in total yardage and nearly a 2-to-1 advantage in time of possession.
And you know what, on the rushing yardage side, when we talked to defensive coordinator Bud Foster from Virginia Tech, his goal was 180 yards rushing. He wanted to hold them to 180, which is 112 below their average. They only have 81 yards in the first half, so the Tech defense is accomplishing what they want against the run game.
And Oxendine rushed for 101 yards in the first half. Virginia Tech receives the second half kickoff. Sean Scale took Chris Brown's pick of the 5. And excellent kick coverage by the Cornhuskers. Travis Toline, number 92, made the tackle. Joel Makovica covered him up. So an excellent job all night by Nebraska on the kickoffs. And once again, Virginia Tech has the long field ahead of it.
Okay, let's not forget special teams. We talked about that up at the top of the show. First half, about a 10-yard advantage on punts for Nebraska, but I still think somebody's going to block a punt or make a big play that could decide the football game.
Jim Druckenmiller, 9 of 14 in the first half, or 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had a big fumble. Oxendine running free again. Gets a block from Cornelius White. Gave the stiff arm to Mike Minter. Credit Minter with the tackle in Nebraska territory at the 45-yard line. A gain of 36 for Oxendine.
Carbon copy of the first half. He's going to come this way, cut it all the way back across the green, make people miss. This is what a great back does on this play. Front side cutback, really good block by number 71, Jay Haygood. In the open field now, Mike Minter with 4.4 speed catches him from behind.
He's averaged more than 100 yards per game over the last 7 games of the regular season. Would have been a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season had he not missed 2.5 games with an injured shoulder.
Time.
They just did get the play off. Druckenmiller throws in the flat. Scales grabbed by the shirt, and they'll give him forward progress to the 44. Another generous spot. Michael Booker made the shirt tackle. Call it a gain of 1. Scales actually wound up back by midfield.
Druckenmiller gets this play off as the clock hits 0. Little 5-step drop out in the flats. Late delivered just a little bit, but Booker, who was probably a first-round draft pick, does a nice job making sure of the tackle. And Sean, the reason they like him, he's a corner that's 6'1.5", 205 pounds. The NFL loves those big physical guys on the corner that can also run.
Booker's been bothered by tendonitis in his knees. It's limited his practice time. Oxendine replaced for a moment by Chiron Stiff, who took the ball to the 43, a gain of 1 more, and another injury. It's Booker, who just made the tackle on Scales a moment ago.
One of the national scouting combines had Booker as the number 7 senior in the country. Not at his position in the entire country. They're checking his right knee.
Playing in his last game in Nebraska, he was the defensive MVP of the Fiesta Bowl as the Huskers won the national championship for Coach Osborne.
Bottom left of your screen. The end of the play, he gets cut right there, probably unnecessarily by Cornelius White in the open field. And I would hate to see any kind of serious injury on a play away from the ball like that to a young man that's had a great career and has a super future ahead of him. You know, Sean, it's kind of like that Marty Schottenheimer controversy earlier in the NFL. Is it a legal play? Yes, it is. But is it a necessary play within the context of sportsmanship? Probably not.
3rd down and 8. Opening possession of the second half. Nebraska leads 17-14. The pump by Druckenmiller,
Brian White never saw the ball coming. He had a step on the defender. Mike Pullman had the coverage. But White was twisting and turning, trying to find the football, and never did pick it up.
Druckenmiller threw this ball way before White even made his break, but he never could pick it up. Ball was fairly well thrown. Look at it. If you keep running, it might be there. Working on the true freshman, Ralph Brown.
You get more of an appreciation for what Druckenmiller has accomplished when you watch this team play a couple of times. You realize it is not an outstanding wide receiver core that they have. They're good, but not great. Very high, short punt by Kibble. Not what he had in mind. It bounces out at the 26-yard line. Just a 17-yard punt. Nebraska on offense for the first time in the second half in a moment.
One day, a young designer decided he could change the very shape of the world. How could he be so brash, so bold, so utterly successful? He simply discovered a doorway to the world that in the blink of an eye let him travel farther, set his sights higher, and look in directions he never could before. He wasn't always so daring, but with FedEx, it's the way the world works.
Ice Sport, the scent of exhilaration. New from Aquavelva. Also available in deodorant and antiperspirant.
A truck's life is filled with slings and arrows, including the inevitable flying stones and unmanned shopping carts. So we designed the all-new Dodge Dakota with software that optimizes dent resistance. Life on the road may be a battle, but Dakota has superior armor. The new Dodge Dakota. It's full of surprises.
Give me a large fry, supersize.
I got it.
It's time to pick the 97 NBA All-Star team.
Anything the kids want.
And you can vote for your favorite players.
I love that haircut, man.
Where they serve America's favorite fries. McDonald's. Vote today.
It's your world, baby.
CBS Sports presentation of the FedEx Orange Bowl is sponsored by FedEx. Just what you want, just when you want it. It wasn't always this way, but with FedEx, it's the way the world works. The new Dodge, it's about change. And by McDonald's, home of America's favorite fries. Go get 'em.
First chance with the ball here in the second half for Nebraska. The Blockbuster blimp is known to be one of the fastest blimps flying. It's been clocked at speeds exceeding 70 miles per hour. We look forward to seeing the Blockbuster blimp at future events here on CBS Sports.
But can you say that 3 times real fast?
It's a little hard. Blockbuster blimp.
There's a good football coach right there. Just turning 60. He's got a lot of years left in him.
On first down, Damon Benning, who started the game at I-back, powerful run. He put his head down and bowled his way across the 30 before Kerwin Hairston and John Engelberger took him down. Benning started at I-back, but we also saw Amon Green and Jay Sims.
Now, one of the questions they had at the top of the show was, could Brandon Simonis, number 21, right there at the bottom of your screen, stand up against the tight end, Timmy Carpenter? And you can see Carpenter wins that battle as Simonis never even gets into the play. He's an all-East guy, but undersized.
The leading tackler coming in, I'm not sure we've called his name tonight.
We haven't.
On target to Jeff Lake, and it's a first down for Nebraska. And we check in with Dave Logan.
Okay, Sean, thank you very much. The injury that was sustained to left cornerback Michael Booker is not that bad. It was just a bruise of the right knee. He is expected to return. Sean?
Thank you, Dave. Ryan Terwilliger, who left early in the game, will not return. He left with a sprained lower back and sprained right hamstring. They tell us now from the Nebraska sideline he will not be back. Out at the 41-yard line, first and 10 Huskers. 12:17 remaining, third quarter. Nebraska leads by 3. Damon Benning had a roller coaster ride of a career, he told us the other day. Now a senior, he's had chances to play, but then he's gotten hurt. Early in his career, he got hurt. A guy named Lawrence Phillips got a chance to play as a result. We know what happened there. And then Benning had a chance to play when Phillips had his problems last year. Benning gets hurt again. Here comes Amon Green, setting the freshman rushing record at Nebraska.
I said his first start, they're playing Texas Tech. He outgains Van Morris, but gets hurt, and all of a sudden, bang, here comes Lawrence Phillips. End of story.
Second and 6. The option by Scott Frost. He's across midfield. And down to the 45-yard line of Virginia Tech. Lauren Johnson tripped him up. Torian Gray finished the play for the Tech defense.
The favorite option play here for Scott Frost. And what they do is they're going to have the guard pull out, seal. The fullback right here does a great job taking the fake and bouncing and blocking either a linebacker or a safety on the contain. And Scott Frost will do a great job. Watch him follow the fullback, gets in behind him. Now the fullback can extend all the way out to the cornerback. Schuster didn't get the block he should have, and he knows it.
Frost, after the fake, has a man, and it's overthrown. Sheldon Jackson, the tight end, was open around the 15-yard line, and Frost airmailed him.
You know, I really like the job Frost did stepping up into the pocket. Power I formation, comes out, he steps up, creates, but he just overthrows Jackson. Look how open he is. If he can deliver that in stride, that's 6 points, folks, because he had him isolated on a linebacker.
And the decision to throw was the proper one because he was so wide open. Frost also could have run a long way on that play with the defenders running in coverage with their back turned. A lot of green grass ahead of him. Sean Weeding is checked in now. He wears number 33 at wingback. Frost, look out, there's Simonis. Frost got it off and throws it incomplete. Well, we talked about how Brandon Simonis is their leading tackler. He has only one tackle tonight. And that time he was in on the blitz and nearly got Frost for the sack, and there is no flag. The Hokies wanted a grounding call.
Simonis, number 21, from the right side of your screen, undersized at 6 feet, 190 at linebacker, is one of the quicker players around. Does a nice job, untouched. But let's give quarterback Scott Frost some credit. Just like Druckenmiller got rid of the football to avoid the sack.
3rd down and 10. One back now, and 2 tight ends. Damon Benning, the lone back. Here comes the blitz. Simonis again. It is caught. Rashawn Jackson tripped up short of the first down. It's a big tackle made by Pearson Prelo, the rover back, as he made the play about a yard short of the first down. 7 completions now to Frost. They've gone to 7 different receivers.
Simonis again coming from the top of your screen right there. Untouched by the tackle. Anderson forces the throw early and the tackle before the first down. So finally, we're starting to see Brandon Simonis, Sean, get involved in this football game.
Because they've been bringing him on the blitz.
Exactly.
Huskers going for it on 4th down and a yard. At the 36 of Tech, they lead 17-14 to the Cornhuskers. And Frost calls for timeout, and he got it with 1 second left. Back for the 4th down play after this.
Here's another Orange Bowl moment.
There is a word, or haven't you heard? The future looks bright today. The world's within reach right down the street. So why don't you come out and play? One word, blockbuster. One word, blockbuster. In the summer, fall, winter, or spring, for the latest enjoyment. Remember one thing, who brings you tomorrow? We are the one, so just come on and have some fun. One word, blockbuster. One word, blockbuster.
You know, no matter how fast the world moves or how many innovations are behind tomorrow's door, there's still one word that brings all the fun together. Blockbuster.
One word, blockbuster. Yeah.
Every year I try to quit smoking cold turkey, but this year is my year. I'm committed. I'm psyched. And I have help, Nicorette gum, to help control my cravings. It's not like the patch. Nicorette lets me decide how much nicotine to use and when to use it, so I can stop smoking now. The idea is, by this time next year, to save enough money by not smoking, to be not smoking in Cancun.
Nicorette gum will help you quit smoking successfully by helping you control your cravings. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
With the all-new Dodge Dakota, we offer a choice. A torquey Magnum 4 that is not the typical wimpy whiner, a serious high-output Magnum V6, and a real live Magnum V8. the only V8 in its class. 468. Now who do you appreciate? The new Dodge Dakota. It's full of surprises.
Nebraska, 4th in the nation in rushing per game, 292 yards their average. Tech's held them to 100. That's a pretty good job.
And we talked a little bit earlier, that was the goal by Bud Foster, the defensive coordinator. He said, I think if we can hold them to about 180, we can win the football game. We certainly can't let them anywhere near 300.
4th down and 1. And after the timeout, Tom Osborne has not changed his mind. He's going to go for it at the 36-yard line. 12 of 20 on 4th down this year are the Huskers.
Now their favorite set here is usually a wing or a power I, which they're in right now.
It's Benning with the first down. All he needed to do was get to the 35. He bounced down to the 33-yard line. And a big first down picked up by Nebraska. Antonio Banks, the cornerback, made the tackle.
Every Nebraska fullback I've ever seen can block linebackers. Watch Brian Schuster, point of attack on the isolation play, coming in your street, 28, big hit right there. That creates plenty of room for the running back, Damon Benning, to get a first down.
Benning, the lone back. 2 tight ends in the game, 9th play of the drive. Benning through a big hole. Damon Benning, touchdown Nebraska.
Guard and tackle pulls. Zaniska and Anderson do a great job. Benning goes north and south. That's what I like about him. Shows more quickness than people give him credit for. Dances into the end zone. Excellent drop by Nebraska.
33-yard touchdown run. The longest run of the season for Benning. Chris Brown out of the hold of Matt Turman. The extra point is good. And for the second time tonight, Nebraska has a 10-point lead. That's the largest lead of the night for the Huskers.
Excuse me, think your disposable razor shaves as comfortably as his Gillette Sensor XL? Yeah. Well, try Sensor XL. It'll change your mind. After one shave with Sensor XL, we bet you don't go back. Because only Sensor XL has protective microfins for extra comfort. Whoa. And self-adjusting blades for extra closeness. Disposables don't. And Sensor XL gives more shapes per blade than any disposable.
Excuse me.
Take the Sensor XL challenge. Bet you don't go back to disposables.
Hey, I want my Sensor XL back. Hey, hey!
When the unexpected happens, the all-new Dodge Dakota swings into action. Standard dual airbags help guard you from the front. High-strength steel door beams help shield you from the side, while the new front seats are designed to help protect you from the rear. When it came to building a safer truck, we considered all the angles. The new Dodge Dakota. It's full of surprises.
Shoe size 19E. If you think they're hard to fill, imagine what it takes to fill the rest of him. Well, new cheese tortellini from Chunky foots the bill. It's loaded with giant ring-shaped pasta stuffed with cheese, plus huge chunks of chicken and tons of vegetables. So if you've got a giant appetite to feed, Campbell's Chunky scores with the big boys. Satisfied? Yeah, I thought so. Campbell's Chunky, soup that eats like a meal.
If your tools are looking a little more rusty than trusty, turn to the folks in the red vest, because they've got a wide variety, including Ace brand hand tools, built tough with a lifetime warranty. That's what makes Ace the place, with a helpful hardware folks.
Soon, you won't recognize me, because my New Year's resolution is to regrow my hair with Rogaine. Because now, you can get this new Rogaine starter kit, a 4-month supply for half price. So go for it, and get a real head start on the new year.
CBS Friday. Nash has 24 hours to deliver a witness.
We're a little busy right now.
But it isn't gonna be easy.
This is outrageous. You bet it is. Arrest him.
All new Nash Friday.
This college football bowl summary is sponsored by Mutual Fund, one source from Charles Schwab. Mutual Fund investing the way it should be.
Big East 2-0 in bowl games in this bowl season. Virginia Tech trying to make it 3-0. Joe Paterno in the Fiesta Bowl. Tomorrow night will try to maintain his perfect record in that game. And BYU looking for record 14th win this season in the Cotton Bowl. Brown's kickoff again goes out the back of the end zone.
Well, Nebraska really has two signature plays in their run offense. One is option we've talked about the other day. The other is counter. And counter's the play they just scored on their last possession.
This is the 7th possession of the game for Virginia Tech, as the 6th time they've started at the 20 or worse. And Druckenmiller will operate out of the shotgun. Virginia Tech trailed by 10 points in the first half. A late touchdown to make it a 3-point game at the break. Nebraska scored first here in the second half. Under pressure and dumped off to Parker's juggling catch. And he picks up 8 out to the 28-yard line. Octavius McFarland the tackle.
We talked about counter, the backside guard and tackle. The guard gets the kick, the tackle gets the seal inside. Benning steps up and watches acceleration through the hole. He's doing a great job taking advantage. Zadisko on the block, Anderson with the second one, and now he runs away from the corners who have bad support angles there. But a great job by Damon Benning.
Second and a long 2. Oxendine and Parker in the eye. Druckenmiller shifts them out of the eye. He wants to go deep. Has Cornelius White out there, and the ball is caught. And then he lost the football, and they're going to rule it incomplete. Well, how many times have we seen that happen tonight? That was a big problem watching that Holiday Bowl game last night for Washington against Colorado. They dropped all kinds of passes, so that might have been a different game.
And it was like a track meet, but watch what happens here. The inside receiver is going to be working on Mike Foreman. The cut, he uses them, turns them all the way around. Then you got to catch the football here. Good effort, but he's got it, he bobbles it. Let's see if this should be, it looks like maybe Foreman gets a hand on it. I'm not sure White ever has the football, and it's probably a good call.
3rd down and 2, and Parker with a tough run to get the first down. He had a lot of punishing work to do to get the tough 2 yards. Mike Minter and Octavius McFarland made the tackle. And whistle stopped the play. An official's timeout.
You mentioned a little bit earlier that Druckenmiller's getting a lot done without quality wide receivers. That's twice tonight where the starting wide receivers have dropped wide open post-corner routes. And you can't do that. If you want to get to the level of Nebraska and be a big-time team, you can't do that in this situation.
Looks like they've been in a hurry to run before they catch it, realizing that they have a chance for a big play. Jay Hager, the big tackle, taken up on the last play. 313-pounder. Senior from Easley, South Carolina. Making his 35th career start tonight. 3-year starter, second team All Big East this season. And Derek Smith, who backs up at both tackle spots, is taking his place.
And he played real well for Haygood against Virginia 2 weeks ago. Did a nice job against Ashton.
1st and 10. 9 Huskers up around the line of scrimmage. Druckenmiller wants to go deep again. Again, single coverage, and the ball's overthrown. Well, they're going to keep doing it until they get it right. White was covered by Booker. Good to see him back in the game after taking that block from White in the knee.
Exactly right. But, you know, the thing here is with Nebraska, if you can protect your quarterback against that blitz and that pass rush, you're going to get some deep shots because what they do is all man-to-man coverage with a free safety. So if you can protect your quarterback and you've got wide receivers who can get off press coverage, you're going to have some opportunities. The key is taking advantage of them.
They've thrown in the direction of White 4 times now, and they've only had 1 completion to Cornelius White. 2nd down and 10. 24-14 Nebraska. 3rd quarter.
8 men in the box for Nebraska. Very aggressive.
Snapped it with 2 on the play clock. Oxendine dragging tacklers across the 35. Gain of 5 for the man they call Ox, and that's a fitting nickname.
Has this been a statement game for him or what?
So
ran for over 100 yards in the first half, had another 40 yards in receptions in the first half. He had 141 total yards in the first half, and now he's rushed for 141 in the game.
3rd down and 5.
They come.
Well, that's well picked up. Druckenmiller throws a strike. That time it's caught by Brian Jennings. He's been one of the few sure-handed targets. 1st down for Virginia Tech with 7:46 left in the 3rd quarter.
Good job moving the chains, understanding what you need to get a 1st down. Frank Beamer spent an entire period in practice. They call it the 3rd down drill. And the whole concern was that the tight ends and wide receivers knew exactly where that 1st down marker was, getting beyond it so that they could come back to the football and still make the 1st down.
The ball nearly slipped through Jennings' hand. We saw on the replay. He only had 12 catches in the regular season, has 3 tonight. 7th play of the drive is a run. Oxendine tackled by Mike Minner and John Hess. Hess is a senior from Lincoln. This is his 1st year as a starter. He wound up as a 1st-team All-Big 12 player.
That's him right there, folks. Watch him make the play. Good job reading, reacting, and along with Minter making the play.
Well, the Huskers gang up on Oxendine. He got 2 before he was driven back. And it'll be 3rd and long again, and that's been a story tonight. 3rd and long most of the night for the Hokies.
Sure has, and that's because of their inability to produce on 1st down in the run game.
Frank Beamer, Virginia Tech graduate. His 10th season at Tech, 50 years old. Big East Coach of the Year for the 2nd consecutive year. 3rd down and 7 near midfield. Nebraska leads by 10 points. Druckenmiller stood in and fires a bullet to Jennings. 1st down into Nebraska territory at the 32-yard line.
Boy, what a good job in the offensive backfield by number 34, Marcus Parker, picking up the blitz. Here comes Hess from the right, McFarland from the left. Watch the contact with McFarland right there in the hole. That is the key to provide the hole for Druckenmiller to complete the pass to Jennings.
Great job by that big offensive line. Charlie McBride, the defensive coordinator, watched his guys come up with 47 sacks this season, 2 shy of the school record set in 1985.
One of the most respected coaches on either side of the ball in the country.
Oxendine wrapped up and driven back by Jared Tomich. They'll give him the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Talked about Charlie McBride. This year, a great idea. The Frank Broyles Award given to the outstanding assistant coach of Division I college football. There are the 5 finalists. Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator of Florida State, won the award. Charlie McBride was one of the 5 finalists selected by that panel. And when those guys think a lot of you, that's saying something.
That's blue ribbon right there. There's 6 of the best names in the history of college football. He's one of the 5 finalists. And congratulations to Mickey Andrews from Florida State.
Great to see assistant coaches get recognition. They do so much great work. And the pass incomplete off the hands of Oxendine. It'll be 3rd and long again.
It's been a long, time-consuming drive here for Virginia Tech. They've run off a lot of plays, but they need to come away at the end of this with some points. You're down 10. You've got to stay. You can't let them separate too far.
They've had the ball in this drive for 4.5 minutes. They had almost a 2-to-1 edge in the first half. Chiron Stith into the game now. Oxendine out. On 3rd down and just more than 10.
Safety blitz.
Druckenmiller throws, has a man. This time it's caught by White. Touchdown Hokies.
Great job of recognition of the safety blitz, both by the quarterback and the wide receiver. Here they come. Number 1, the linebacker's coming. Number 16, Stokes. Druckenmiller knows he's going to take a shot, but he takes it, delivers the football anyway. It's just a fly pattern against the true freshman Brown. That ball is right on the money, and Druckenmiller knew he was going to take a heavy shot.
And a sigh of relief on the Hokie sideline as the ball was caught. Shane Graham, the freshman, added the extra point. Once again, it's a 3-point game at the FedEx Orange Bowl.
A company most people never heard of is changing the way we fight cancer and kidney failure by inducing the body to produce blood cells. Chemotherapy and anemia patients are gaining new strength. Helping to grow blood cells helped Amgen become the world's largest independent biotech company. Where do you learn about companies with such pioneering spirit? Exactly. NASDAQ.com.
Justice, they will devote their lives. For the sake of America, they will fight for the truth. In the name of glory, they will risk it all. Just call us, Jag. In the courtroom or on the killing fields.
We're unarmed.
Take it. The nation's best defense is a pair of criminal prosecutors. Commander Harmon Rabb.
I was always a sucker for dress whites.
Major Sarah McKenzie.
Major, I never had you pegged for such a romantic.
New year, new network, new champions. Jag premieres CBS Friday.
Well, Eric Johnson, the outside linebacker, is coming on the outside. The free safety, Eric Stokes from the inside. Talk about recognition. Fly pattern up top. The offensive line does a great job. Druckenmiller knows somebody's going to come loose. He delivers the football. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Hey, are you as happy about that as I am?
He just wanted someone to hug and celebrate with him. Grab the referee.
You know, and Tech was 4 for 4 on third down conversions. That's the sign of a quality offensive football team.
The touchdown was 33 yards on third down and 10. Back to a 3-point game. Kibble pops up a short kickoff. Fielded by Benning at the 16. He has a lane. David Benning brings it all the way back to the 39. So advantage Nebraska in a big way on the kickoff tonight. Cody Whipple made the tackle for Virginia Tech, a backup free safety out of Milford Academy in Connecticut. One of 4 players in this game who played at Milford Academy. Jason Peter of Nebraska, Billy Conatee, Gennaro DiNapoli, and Whipple for Virginia Tech. Outstanding drive by the Hokies, 80 yards, third touchdown pass of the night by Druckenmiller. Only one possession in the second half for Nebraska. They scored a touchdown. Benning flips down at the 44-yard line, but another quality gain of 5 on first down for the Huskers.
Staying right on target on first down, picking up 4 or 5 yards at a pop. Good job that time by Zadiska, the right guard. And Benning's, you know, he's really doing a nice job stepping it up and having a good, solid football game.
I mentioned Milford Academy. There's the coach at that school in the orange shirt and the glasses.
Right up there.
Good job, Mike. That's Jeff Bavino, very proud of his players on both sides tonight. Frost in trouble on the option. Turned it up the field. Good decision. He got very close to a first down. Looks to be about a yard short. Frost started his collegiate career at Stanford. As he said the other day we chatted with him, very few good high school football players leave the state of Nebraska. He did because he wanted to play for Bill Walsh, and you can understand that. Walsh left Stanford. Frost left, came back to Nebraska. And Tom Osborne feels he's a little bit behind in the option game because he hasn't been in the program for 3 or 4 years.
It was fun talking to him because you could tell he loved what he learned from Bill Walsh, but he had a heck of a lot more to learn on the option game here.
On third down. First down picked up by Damon Benning as he crossed midfield.
Good football player right there, Grant Wistrom. Short yardage situation, power eye. It's all about pushing the pile. Cornell Brown gets blocked, and a good job, first down.
First and 10 at the 49. Frost peels back to throw and throws behind his intended target. He was looking for Sean Wheating, the third-string wingback.
Interesting little play they got in the power eye, just like they were in the short yardage play before that. Play action tried to sneak Wheating up there, but a good job by Tech.
Well, we had beautiful weather throughout the week for these two teams. Sunny every day, around 80 degrees, and now a little light rain falling at Pro Player Stadium.
Better than Philly and Boston right now, Sean.
Yes, it is, Mike. Second and 10. Option pitch, Benning. A lot of green grass ahead of him. Torian Gray and Cornell Brown. Pearson Prelo as well. In on the play for Tech to stop him short of the first down at the 43. Third down and a long three upcoming. The time of possession still almost 2-1 in favor of the Hokies.
A lot of people would have thought that graphic would have been reversed tonight. Big favorite Nebraska, but I'll tell you what, folks, these are two very similar football teams right here.
Huskers lead by 3 points late in the third quarter. Third down and 3. Frost, a lot of time to throw, and it is caught. Lauren Johnson with the coverage slipped down. Shevin Wiggins was wide open. Had he been able to stay on his feet while making the catch, he had a lot of running room because there was no defender nearby. First down to the 33-yard line.
Well, he had two guys wide open here, both Wiggins and Jeff Lake on the curl. Ball was a little bit underthrown here on the bootleg. This is the kind of play I think Nebraska's got to run. A little bootleg action. If he can stay on his feet, that's a big play.
Throw from Frost a little bit low. Nebraska marched right down the field on its only prior possession here in the second half. They're moving again. Quarterback draw. Frost ran into Simonis. And the play ends at the 30-yard line. Frost from a Nebraska family. Simonis from a Tech family. Scott Frost's dad, Larry, played fullback at Nebraska. His mother, a great track athlete.
Watch what happens. A little pass set, and then you release. Pass set, release, and he's looking for the seam right up in the middle. Pass set, go get him. And there's the hole right there. This guy's an athlete. He ran a 1.52 10-yard dash, one of the best on the team.
Second and 6, 8th play of the drive. The fullback, Makavika, able to squirt out of a tackle. He's very close to a first down inside the 25. Old Makavika's brother Jeff was the starting fullback for Nebraska last year. How about the story Scott Frost told us about his family? We mentioned his dad, Larry, was a halfback at Nebraska in the late 60s. His mom, Carol, the first Nebraska female track athlete to participate in the Olympics in 68. She won a gold medal in the discus at the Pan Am Games in 67. He says, Mom is the best athlete in the family, and she's the one I go play catch with in the backyard. She puts on the receiving glove. I can throw the ball as hard as I can from 20 yards away, and she'll catch the football.
And he didn't even hesitate. He said, Mom's the best.
Another 3rd and 1. Frost keeps. And it is a first down. Frost's dad was his head high school football coach at Wood River in Nebraska. And Mrs. Frost, Carol, is the receivers coach.
At least in the front yard.
No, she is actually the receivers coach and the defensive backfield coach for the high school football team.
Sean, you know what's kind of interesting here in the second half? You're starting to see the offenses take over a little bit in the football game right now. First half, a little bit more of a defensive struggle, but both offenses got it going right now. Tech makes the big drive down the field. Here comes Nebraska right back.
There's an injured Hokie on the play. Cotton Bowl Classic comes your way tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern Time. Number 14 Kansas State against BYU, looking for that record 14th win of the season. And the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl at 8 Eastern Time. Penn State and Texas.
Jopa and John Makovic, and I wonder if Makovic is going to stay at Texas. I mean, he's got some NFL experience, and who knows, this could be his last collegiate game.
Cornell Brown appears to be okay as he comes off the field. He missed a couple of games earlier in the year with arthroscopic surgery on his left knee.
Look at the cut block there, right there. No question where it happened. He also hurt that ankle in practice last Friday morning.
10th play of the drive. It's 1st and 10. Nebraska on the move. Benning wants to throw. He throws to the end zone and flags are down. Interference against Lauren Johnson. Lance Brown, the intended receiver. And Johnson collided with him in the end zone.
Let's remember the college rule, though. It doesn't go to the point of contact on the interference. It's 15 yards, or in this case, half the distance, so they'll go from about the 24 down to the 12. No question about the pass interference. Good call, though, Sean, huh? A little play action.
Pass interference on the defense, 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Ball's underthrown. Johnson's got to get his head on a swivel and locate the football instead of just running into Lance Brown. In college football, there's no such thing as face guarding, but the contact is obviously illegal in that situation.
Johnson guilty of pass interference. The walk-off moves the ball inside the 10. Makovica and Benning in the eye behind Frost. 4th penalty tonight on Tech, 3 on the defense. Frost, the pitch to Benning. Good catch from the low pitch. And the tackle made by Tony Morrison with help from Torian Gray.
That Joel Makovica can knock some people down. Took the fake, knocked a couple people down on the corner. Damon Benning gets right in behind him. Heskew with the good cutoff block from the center position. There's the pitch. Gets right in behind Makovica. Good, solid first down play.
Makovica, we mentioned his brother Jeff, the fullback last year, and their dad John was a great NAIA All-American player at Kearney State in the late 60s and was in the Nebraska College Football Hall of Fame. 2nd and goal to 6. Benning stumbles to the goal line, touchdown!
Big offensive tackle. Adam True ran in the end zone with him. This is the counter again. Backside guard and tackle. This time it's Taylor and True. Right in the hole. And look, Adam True's just pulling him right into the end zone with him. Dixman gets the block. Excuse me, Taylor on the block. And here comes True. Along with Benning.
Great job by Benning while he was going down to lunge for the end zone. Second touchdown of the night. Brown adds the extra point. And once again, the lead is 10 for the 3rd time tonight. The Huskers have a 10-point advantage late in the 3rd quarter in Miami.
It's a little pill to fight gas. It's fast. It's concentrated. It's powerful. It's a soft gel with no taste. Try extra strength Gas X soft gels or great tasting chewable tablets.
Once a single library held the knowledge of the world. Centuries later, data was still controlled by an elite few. Then Oracle freed everyone to work with databases. Today, Oracle is putting the knowledge of the world online.
It will forever change our markets and our culture.
Where do you learn about companies whose future is as limitless as our hunger to know?
Exactly.
NASDAQ.com.
When gas makes me feel like this, I take a little pill like this.
Gas X soft gels. As much gas medicine as this much Mylanta. Concentrated for fast relief. Try Gas X soft gels or great tasting chewable tablets.
This year, give someone a birthday cake they can't eat, but they'll still love. The birthday flower cake from 1-800-Flowers. With 1-800-Flowers, giving someone a truly special birthday gift is a piece of cake.
Larry Hagman returns to CBS in a powerful new dramatic series.
You wouldn't be offering my colleague a bribe now, would you?
In a city filled with secrets, there's one man who has all the answers.
I know, and you know, you're guilty as hell.
Totally unorthodox.
Oh, my.
Highly respected. He controls Orleans.
A family is a very precious and fragile thing, and you destroyed it.
Where things are done a little differently.
And I'm going to take you down.
Orleans, CBS, January 8th.
welcome you back live to the 1996 FedEx Orange Bowl from Pro Player Stadium. It's outside downtown Miami. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. And Nebraska leads again by 10. Chris Brown will be trying for a touchback again. Not this time. Scales will have a chance to run it back from the 5. And he did well to get to the 20.
We talked about the counter premier play, the backside guard and tackle. In this case, Taylor and True will pull, get the kick-out block. They hand the ball off to Benning, and he uses their blocks to cut up inside for a touchdown. Now here's the touchdown. Watch what happens with the backside guard and tackle. They will pull out. There's the block by Taylor. True comes through, and instead of getting ahead, he kind of grabs his elbow and pulls him into the end zone. Not quite like you diagram it, but effective nonetheless.
61 yards. Nebraska starting to make it look easy on offense against the Tech defense. Down to the last play of the quarter, Ken Oxendine picks up a yard before he was tackled by Jay Foreman, the son of the former great Minnesota Viking Chuck Foreman. That's the end of the third quarter. The score: Nebraska 31, Virginia Tech 21. CBS Sports coverage of the FedEx Orange Bowl will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
Our engineers gave it the largest interior in its class. They made room for the biggest engine available and specified the longest wheelbase. Then they added one more surprise: the taut, precise steering feel of a sports sedan. So when Sport Truck Magazine named the new Dodge Dakota Sport Truck of the Year, we were honored, but not surprised. The new Dodge Dakota. It's full of surprises.
CBS. Welcome home.
Men's haberdashery. Haute couture. The Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Right now, Lexus is featuring exceptional values on its full line of cars.
Going down.
Uh-oh. Hurry to Lexus of Toledo, where values are in the bag.
Our lowest prices of the year. Fine Design's extraordinary store-wide New Year sale. Discover the difference. And this week, save up to a full 40% off store-wide on fine crafted furniture from America's Sofa Maker. The furniture you've always dreamed about at our lowest prices of the year. Up to a full 40% off. Choose from 500 styles, 3,000 fabrics and leathers to create the look you want.
Sale ends Sunday, January 5th.
Happy holidays from your friends here at Toledo 11, the news channel.
15 minutes remaining in regulation time. Nebraska once again with a 10-point lead. Sean McDonough with Mike Mayock. And the game now keeps going back and forth between a 3-point lead for Nebraska and a 10-point lead. Sooner or later, the Tech defense is going to have to step up and stop somebody.
You know, it's neat. It's like a great heavyweight fight. Nebraska keeps hitting them with the left hook, and it looks like they might be down. And here comes Tech on another long drive. I mean, if this continues, they're not going to be the only ones tired out there. I think you and I will be, too.
Second and 10 on the first play of the fourth quarter. Virginia Tech at its own 20. Druckenmiller under a 4-man rush. Has to drop it off in the flat. Oxendine with some running room. On a block from Sean Scales and made it all the way out to the 40 for a gain of 20. Eric Johnson and Eric Stokes combining on the stop on Oxendine. He only had 4 receptions in the entire regular season. He has 3 tonight.
You know, I am so impressed with those two guys, Druckenmiller and Oxendine. He will take another shot. Wistrom from the backside. Peter coming up the middle. He delivers it right on target, in stride, and Oxendine does the rest. Huge games for those two guys.
Fourth quarter underway. Marcus Parker. A couple out to the 42. In the courtroom or on the killing fields, the nation's best defense is a pair of criminal prosecutors. David James Elliott is commander. Harmon Rabb. Don't miss the series premiere of Jag here on CBS Friday at 9 Eastern Time, 8 Central. Second and 8. From the shotgun into the eye. Play clock at 3. And timeout call. That could hurt them later on.
You hate to burn one this early in the half. You just, oh boy, do they come back to kill you later on.
They were over the ball a long time, but Druckenmiller couldn't make up his mind.
Today, some very unlikely people woke up and decided to change the world. A small shop owner set wheels in motion in faraway lands. A young designer made people sit up and take notice oceans away. A publisher stirred imaginations and turned classrooms into kingdoms. And a dressmaker helped brides everywhere become just that much more enchanting. How did such ordinary people come by such extraordinary powers? Believe it or not, all it took was the wave of a wand. The simple touch of a finger that let them open new doors, create excitement, and reach farther than ever before. People didn't always possess such global power, but with FedEx, it's the way the world works.
In a national tasting of regular and iced beers, Brewmasters named one beer the best tasting beer in America, Old Milwaukee. So when you want the best tasting beer, now you know where to turn.
Let's get real. Brakes stop your wheels, but tires stop your car. Goodyear AquaTread 2 has a deeper, wider aqua channel than the original AquaTread to sweep water away for outstanding wet traction. AquaTread, only from Goodyear.
CBS Sports presentation of the FedEx Orange Bowl has been sponsored by FedEx. Just what you want, just when you want it. It wasn't always this way, but with FedEx, it's the way the world works. Goodyear, #1 in tires. And by AT&T, your true choice.
And light rain has begun to fall again. We'd like to thank the Blockbuster blimp for providing us with these beautiful aerial views. It's flying over this event at an altitude of 1,000 feet. Nebraska 31, Virginia Tech 21. Just more than 14 minutes remaining in the 63rd FedEx Orange Bowl. Second down, a short 8 for Virginia Tech, operating from their own 43-yard line. Druckenmiller forced to burn a timeout. Then just a 4-man rush, and Druckenmiller's pass is incomplete. Another ball that could have been caught and was not. Brian Jennings, who's been one of the few short-handed receivers tonight for the Hokies, had it bounce off his fingertips.
Got a little game here. You're going to have your All-American come around, and you're going to have Jason Peter come this way. He just about gets to the quarterback. Wistrom goes around, little twist, little stunt, just about gets to Druckenmiller, forces the ball to be delivered. Those two guys can really get it going, Wistrom and Peter.
Possibility Wistrom might forego his senior year. That decision will be made after this game. Druckenmiller decides to run. Excellent decision. Tim Druckenmiller slides down at the 41-yard line of Nebraska with a first down. McFarland closest in pursuit as Druckenmiller went into the slide, a gain of 16, another important third down conversion.
Once again, the recognition by Jim Druckenmiller on third down. Out of the gun, Conatee looking left and right, step up into the pocket. The safeties have separated. Plenty of room. This time they're going to get a good piece of Wistrom. Haygood actually blocking 2 people. Great job on Wistrom.
Deep drop, Druckenmiller. He runs out of time. Now he's going to run again. Slides at the 31. And he's close to a first down. Took a pop from Jamel Williams as he went into the slide. Jason Peters forced Druckenmiller out of the pocket.
Now, everybody said this guy can't run, he can't get it done, he doesn't have feet. Well, watch Jason Peters almost gets him there. He steps up in, ducks away. I don't care if he doesn't look fast. The guy has the presence, the understanding of the game, and the physical ability to get it done. That's Jim Kelly waiting to happen right there, folks, number 16.
Druckenmiller from Northampton, Pennsylvania, between Allentown, PA, and New York City. 20-3 in his career as the starting quarterback. Waited behind Maurice DeShazo, the all-time leader in total offense at Virginia Tech. And Druckenmiller thought a couple of times about transferring. He's awfully glad he didn't.
Completely different style quarterbacks, too. DeShazo was a great option quarterback. They got in the eye. Ricky Bussell knew what he had, and they really took advantage of DeShazo's talent. That's why I like Bussell so much. Now he's got a big drop-back guy. His offensive scheme is definitely flexible enough to take advantage of whatever skills you have at that position.
Out of high school, the only other school approaching Jim Druckenmiller about playing football is East Stroudsburg. He went to Fort Union Military Academy, then to Virginia Tech on a scholarship. Second and 1. Lots of time still on the play clock. Oxendine.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
He's back at the 50-yard line and in a heap of trouble. Oh, what a big play.
Whoa.
Second and inches. Now third down and about 20.
Wow. Ken Oxendine is a smart enough kid to say, why did I do that?
And there is a flag on the play. And it gets worse for Virginia Tech.
Second and inches on the 31-yard line in field goal position. Now you're fighting for your life back on your own side of the line of scrimmage. Just a little ISO play. He gets pushed back but right there you just got to go down. That was Jared Tomich doing a great job fighting through the block of T.J. Washington. Sometimes you got to know when to fold your tents and get down.
What a huge play. Virginia Tech had a sequence much like this in the first half as well.
Exactly right. Can't self-destruct against a team like Nebraska. They're just too good. They'll take advantage of it.
They had second and about a foot at the 31-yard line of Nebraska. Now they're back at their own 41.
Wow. Still second down.
Here's a penalty, sort of a mixed blessing there.
Yeah, here's a situation where you're not going to get it all back in one shot. You're going to try and get 12 to 15 yards and give yourself a realistic shot on third down.
Under 13 minutes remaining now. Druckenmiller throws short. Another drop by Jennings. That's the story of the night for the Virginia Tech offense.
Yeah, they've had probably 3 or 4 drops by the wide receivers. That was the first one by Jennings, who's had a pretty good game tonight. Maybe the second one by Jennings.
He had one a moment ago.
Right.
Third down to the mile now. 3rd and 27. Nebraska leads 31-21. Only 2 wide receivers on the field. And lots of men up around the line of scrimmage for Nebraska. They shift into the eye.
Or on draw, something like that.
Druckenmiller going deep again. Scales is out there. It's too long. Overthrown by about 2 yards. He was running with 2 defenders, but he was open.
Yeah, I don't get that. Third and about $1 million. How do you beat somebody deep on a post cut? I don't get that one. Here you got Scales isolated initially on Michael Foreman, and he's going to get free safety help also. That's just a post route down the middle of the field. Why is the free safety running like that 3 yards behind in that situation?
Jimmy Kibble to punt. Another short, lopsided wobbly kick. Fortunately for Kibble, it took a bounce. Coleman flags down a clip against Cheatham, a very obvious clip. And wow, for the first time tonight, field position swings in favor of Virginia Tech.
Lucky bounce for Kibble, and then a bad penalty by Cheatham are going to combine to put them back inside the 10.
Tom Osborne told us a couple of days ago the reason he always has 3 men back, or usually has 3 men back to catch the punch, is for that reason. He doesn't want the ball hitting the ground. They've been very successful in punt returns over the years using that system.
You know, Sean, he's old school. 3 guys back for that exact reason. And then on punt team, he goes tight punt. He will not put ends out either way just for that reason.
Nebraska will begin at its own 5 in a moment.
Here's the thing. Most long-distance plans, very complicated.
Oh, yeah.
But the AT&T one-rate plan, very simple.
How simple?
Calls from home are one low rate all the time.
How much?
It's 15 cents a minute to anybody in America at any time.
And this is AT&T.
That's right.
One rate all the time.
Exactly.
Is there any time when this is not the rate?
There is no time when this is not the rate.
I don't get it.
Am I just being unclear?
No restrictions, no games. The AT&T one-rate plan.
Come on, Scotty, give me a fry.
America's favorite fries. McDonald's. Go get them.
Please. Get your own, man.
The Nissan year-end sales event. Buying a new Nissan has never been easier. The Nissan year-end sales event ends January 6th.
The body has been hidden. The killer's identity has been concealed. 2 men know the truth. One is a master thief. The other is the most powerful man in the world. Clint Eastwood. Absolute power. Rated R. Opens everywhere February 7th.
When is the best time to buy new clothes? Right now at Sears, where you'll save an extra 25% on clearance price winter apparel for you, your guys, and the whole family. Now is the best time to buy, but only at Sears.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
Mr. Lucas, how'd you like to have dinner with the president?
Who's paying? Guess who's on an all-new Cosby Big Company Monday?
Here the Orange Bowl, Virginia Tech had the lead briefly, 7-0 on a touchdown reception by Marcus Parker. Field goal by Chris Brown made it 7-3. Then Nebraska took the lead for the first time at 10-7 on cross touchdown run. The lead went to 10 points for the first time on Peters' recovery and 31-yard with a run with a fumble by Jim Druckenmiller. Late touchdown just before the half made it 17-14. We'll continue the summary as time permits. Bud Foster, the defensive coordinator, hoping that his group can stop Nebraska for the first time in the second half. 2 possessions for the Huskers and 2 touchdowns.
And we had talked about that 180-yard barrier. Nebraska was approaching it on that last series. They may be over it now. They've got 173 yards. We've got 12 minutes left in the game.
Jay Sims, the eye back now. Good fake by Frost. Man wide open, and it's dropped. Wow. Tough catch for Sheldon Jackson as he was twisting and turning. Put his left hand up, and it clanged off it. But he was behind the defense and had a chance to go 95 if they had completed that play.
And boy, do I like the call there by Tom Osborne. Backed up in your own 5-yard line. Tech 8-man front, aggressive. Torian Gray, number 14, bit on the fake, allowing Jackson to get behind him. If he gets a better pass out in front of him, as Sean just said, he's still running. A lot of missed opportunities tonight, Sean, both teams.
That's the 3rd drop by Nebraska. Tech's had more than that. Sims remains, the I-back. They give it to the fullback, Schuster. He's out near the 9-yard line, a gain of 4 for Schuster. Ryan's a senior from Fullerton, Nebraska, married. He and his wife Chelsea have 2 children, a 1-year-old daughter Samantha, a son Ryan, who was born 2 days before the Big 12 championship game earlier this month.
So it's kind of a mixed week for them, huh?
Yeah. He's also the cousin of former Husker quarterback Jerry Godowski. There's a big play upcoming right here. Virginia Tech could use 3 plays and a punt with the clock running under 12 minutes remaining, and with Nebraska leading by 10. 3rd and 6. Frost throws, first down, and almost breaking free was Chevin Wiggins. He was tripped up by Keon Carpenter, or that might have been a lengthy play.
Nice job by Scott Frost. He had 2 receivers in that route. He looked off to the wide guy, came back across his body to Chevin Wiggins. And as you just said, Sean, that's a key first down here. Good job coming back across his body, spotting Wiggins. He did a good job looking off Pearson Prelo.
3 catches for Wiggins, all of them on 3rd down. Clock under 11.5 minutes remaining now. Frost has an alley, and he's close to another first down. This Nebraska offense has been unstoppable here in the second half. Myron Newsom and Torian Gray made the play on Frost, and they are going to measure.
Now, when you ask people about the Nebraska wide receivers, they all start off by saying, boy, can they block. And on that play on the option, the split end, Brendan Holbein from the left side of your screen will come in, make the key block on Simonis right there. That's Kenny Cheatham, excuse me, on Simonis. Simonis had quarterback, and once he's eliminated, they've got to get a quicker replacement by the corner.
Frost came up about a foot short of the first down. Frost struggled at the start of the season, as you might expect. Hadn't played much football since his senior year in high school. Spent a couple of years at Stanford as a backup to Steve Stenstrom, then sat out a year as a transfer. He's got much better as the season has gone along. He felt that he was unfairly made a scapegoat earlier in the year, particularly after the loss against Arizona State. He said, I didn't play very well, but a lot of guys didn't play very well.
See, the problem is they're comparing him to the guy that just left, who was a special football player by the name of Tommy Frazier. That's an unfair comparison for a guy in his first year as a starter. And if you want to even take it on the macro level, they're comparing this whole team to the last 3 teams, and that's probably unfair too.
Also comparing Frost to Brooks Behringer, the former Husker quarterback who was killed in a plane crash in April. You see the number 18 decals on the back of the Nebraska helmet. They've dedicated this season in the memory of Brooks Behringer. Nothing fancy on 2nd and inches. The fullback Schuster picks up the first down. They move the chains and keep the clock moving. Tony Morrison made the tackle.
Talk about the importance of first down for offensive teams. Nebraska has run the ball 15 times on first down. 12 of them, they got more than 4 yards. It keeps them on schedule. Makes them in a situation where they're going to have 3rd and short.
From the 35, 1st and 10. Jay Sims, another good gain on first down. He's out to the 40, gain of 5. Keon Carpenter made the tackle.
You know, Nebraska's offensive line is starting to exact its toll. It's probably the best in the country. Here's Sheldon Jackson on All-American Cornell Brown. The turnout block, though, by number 75, Chris Dishman. That's All-American on All-American, and Dishman can't wait to get a piece of Cornell Brown.
Full house backfield now. And the pitch. Back to Sims. He goes out of bounds. Close to another first down. At the 46-yard line, he appears to have the first down. Myron Newsom knocked him out of bounds.
They've had 2 long drives already this half. Here comes the 3rd. Good blocking. The pitch, and here comes the block by number 28, Schuster. Sims in behind. And Sean, you can really see this offensive line from Nebraska really starting to take control of the football game.
Nebraska has not been stopped here in the second half.
59, Heskew's really the key guy. It allowed them to move Taylor from center back to guard and Dishman from guard to tackle. His development as a center over the year allowed them to make the move.
Timeout called by Virginia Tech. They only have one remaining, and they're down by 10.
Remarkably enough, the same engine that's used at the Indy 500 powers the all-new Infiniti Q45 luxury performance sedan. And if the new Q45's engine can compete on the track, imagine what it can do for your commute.
So include the Kellogg's Special K breakfast and make up for the way you ate this holiday season. Kellogg's Special K. Lose the holiday fat.
Excuse me, think your disposable razor shaves as comfortably as his Gillette Sensor XL? Yeah, well, try Sensor XL. It'll change your mind. After one shave with Sensor XL, we bet you don't go back. Because only Sensor XL has protective microfins for extra comfort. Whoa. And self-adjusting blades for extra closeness. Disposables don't. And Sensor XL gives more shapes per blade than any disposable.
Excuse me.
Take the Sensor XL challenge. Bet you don't go back to disposables.
Hey, I want my Sensor XL back. Hey, hey!
More than 7 million Americans trust their retirement savings to Fidelity Investments. One reason is our passion for helping people realize their retirement goals. In fact, our retirement specialists will happily guide you through all your investment options, day or night, to help you plan for a secure, comfortable retirement. And that should be a great comfort to you right now. Visit our branches or our website, or call 1-800-FIDELITY for a free retirement planning guide.
Total yardage still in favor of Virginia Tech, but Nebraska is starting to pile up the rushing yards, 119 of the 200 here in the second half, and we still have 10 minutes and 11 seconds remaining. And the big play in the game remains the only turnover committed by either team, the fumble by Druckenmiller, which was run in by Jason Peter to 31 yards.
And we've got a 10-point game now. Nebraska started this drive on its own 5. It's hard to go 95 without making a mistake.
8th play of the drive. First and 10 at their own 46. Virginia Tech has burned 2 timeouts. Hokies have only 1 remaining.
Go, baby. Go, baby. Go, baby.
And it's a very tired-looking Virginia Tech defense now. Jay Sims with another first down for the Huskers on a pickup of 11.
You make a good point, Sean. They look very tired. Poor tackling. Watch number 1 right in the middle of your screen, Keon Carpenter. He's not touched. He's got a clean shot. Come on, you got to make that tackle.
They don't have the depth they would want on defense. A couple of players didn't make the trip for various reasons. Nate Williams, a backup tackle. Myron Edmond, backup linebacker, are not here. Ordinarily, they'd be second teamers. Frost throws, and it's caught for another first down by Jeff Lake. He's down at the 26-yard line, 17 more on the pass play.
If Frost puts this ball on the money, Lake would still be running. They take an inside tight end, run him up the field, and then underneath they clear Lake. If he can catch it in stride, there's nobody within 8 yards of him. But a very good concept. Tight end, Jackson clears, Lake comes underneath.
Lake's a former walk-on. Tom Osborne's had great success with walk-ons over the years. More than 100 players dressed for this game, many of them walk-ons. Jay Sims driven back. One of the few plays that's been stopped by the Virginia Tech defense. Cornell Brown and Tony Morrison combining on that play.
Spread the field with 4 wides and then hope to run draw inside, but the interior line, Cornell Brown follows down the down block by number 75, Chris Dishman, and makes a heck of a play.
Loss of a yard. It'll be second down and 11. Amon Green back on the field now. The only back behind Frost. 2 tight ends in the game. Frost turns it upfield. His shirt tackled at the 20-yard line by Pearson Prelo. Good decision by Frost. Very intelligent young man. 3.64 grade point average. in business administration.
2 plays are killing Virginia Tech right now. The counter and this one right here. Here's speed option. Good decision by Frost. Holds onto the football, picks up more good yardage. And Sean, this is just a classic drive that started on their own 5-yard line. They've gone 75 yards so far.
Chewed up more than 4 minutes. The game clock down to 8:05. 3rd down and 3. Frost. Simonis didn't contain him. Frost throws to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Another man open, another pass off fingertips. Rashawn Jackson was the receiver. Keon Carpenter had the coverage, and Nebraska will opt for a field goal try.
Man, I really like the call, but you got to convert when a guy's this open. What's going to happen is number 34, Rashawn Jackson, after play action, is running the post. Everybody goes this way, quarterback comes back. You got to hit Jackson when he's this wide open. There's the play fake. Look at him down the middle of the field. 5 yards of separation. The ball's thrown late, but it still should be caught.
Chris Brown trying a 37-yard field goal out of Terman's hold, and it is good. A sophomore from Southlake, Texas, Chris Brown, gives Nebraska its largest lead of the night. Now 13 points at 34-21.
Remarkably enough, the same engine that's used at the Indy 500 powers the all-new Infiniti Q45 luxury performance sedan. And if the new Q45's engine can compete on the track, imagine what it can do for your commute.
There is a word, or haven't you heard? The future looks bright today. The world's within reach right down the street. So why don't you come out and play? One word, blockbuster. One word, blockbuster. In the summer, fall, winter, or spring, for the latest enjoyment, remember one thing, who brings you tomorrow? We are the one, so just come on and have some fun. One word, blockbuster. One word, blockbuster.
You know, no matter how fast the world moves or how many innovations are behind tomorrow's door, there's still one word that brings all the fun together. Blockbuster.
One word, blockbuster. Yeah.
Well, Visa Gold bought you the clubs and the clothes and 3 rounds at breathtaking Pebble Beach. The one thing it couldn't buy you was a single decent shot.
I quit! Finish without me.
I can't. Those were my clubs.
Fortunately, it had enough purchasing power for your next set of clubs.
Graphites.
Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
Are you excited about New Year's Eve? Dave is. Then I'm staying up, because Tom Arnold's dropping by. I'm there, dude, tonight on The Late Show.
Nebraska in its 16th Orange Bowl. Virginia Tech in its first. The Huskers lead 34-21. Nebraska 6-9 all-time in the Orange Bowl. Only 2-7 under Tom Osborne, but they'll always remember their last appearance here as they won their first national championship for Coach Osborne. Chris Brown's kickoff downed again. That's the 5th time that's happened. Sean Scales took a knee. That was a big field goal instead of a touchdown, which it easily could have been, because now Virginia Tech is still within 2 touchdowns, and as we've seen, they can score quickly.
Yeah, bottom line is you're down 13 with 7:52 left. 2 touchdowns wins a football game, so there's plenty of time, but it's got to start here scoring, but then it's got to be transferred to the Virginia Tech defense because they've got to stop people.
The shotgun. And they shift once again into the I. Parker and Oxendine. Druckenmiller running away from Tomic, took it down and threw, and it is incomplete. Mike Minter looked like he was going to have an interception, but he couldn't hang on.
Bad decision by Druckenmiller, but I don't think we haven't seen a defensive back or a wide receiver catch a pass all day, have we?
If he caught that, both teams would try to move him to their offense.
Bootleg. Druckenmiller makes a poor decision late back across the middle. You never do that. It looks like, though, maybe in all fairness, I think the ball was tipped by 28 Jamel Williams right there, and that's why Minner didn't catch the football. So we got to give him a break there. Sorry, Michael. Going to the Senior Bowl this year along with a bunch of his teammates.
Very religious young man. He grew up in Lawton, Oklahoma. He said, I was always a Nebraska fan. I used to drive my friends and family crazy. The Nebraska-Oklahoma game every year, I cheer for Nebraska.
Just something about that red and white. Had to play here.
And Druckenmiller's coming to the sideline.
Looks like the trainer pointed to his eye. He probably has a cut. Once they stop the game, he's got to come out. They've got to bring another guy in unless they want to burn their final timeout.
Al Clark is the backup quarterback. Last year in the preseason, Clark and Druckenmiller had a spirited battle to see who would be the #1 quarterback. Druckenmiller won the battle, and as a result, the Hokies have had 2 excellent years. Jim Druckenmiller has missed on his last 4 pass attempts. Clark steps into 2nd and 10 from his own 20.
This might be a one-play situation here for Al Clark.
They don't ask him to do anything too dramatic. A handoff to the fullback, Parker. Now that's a gain of 3. Larry Hagman is returning to CBS. New dramatic series, Orleans. He plays a judge who bends the rules but never breaks the law. The 2-hour series premiere comes your way Wednesday on CBS. Druckenmiller back at quarterback. Now Clark can say he played in the Orange Bowl. Big play. 3rd down and a long 7. Only a 4-man rush, but they put pressure on Druckenmiller, and his pass is incomplete. Pressure from Tomic forced the incompletion, and Frank Beamer has no choice. He has to punt with 7 minutes left.
Those defensive linemen from Nebraska, man, they can run. Tomic and Wickstrom are so quick. Their first step off the ball is impressive. And Sean, what it's really come down to is that the big guys on both sides of the line of scrimmage for Nebraska have dominated the football game in the second half.
This is the first 3 and out of the night for Virginia Tech. Coleman is very deep, standing at his own 35-yard line.
Yeah, Kibble can't get it there.
No, he's not had a good night punting.
Low line.
It is caught by Octavius McFarland. And he gets banged down by Jamel Smith at the 45-yard line. 40-yard punt, but again low and returnable. And an 8-yard return by McFarland. 6:50 remaining in Miami.
Give me a large fry, supersize.
I got it.
It's time to pick the 97 NBA All-Star team. And you can vote for your favorite players.
I love that haircut, man.
Where they serve America's favorite fries, McDonald's. Vote today.
It's your world, baby.
Remarkably enough, the same engine that's used at the Indy 500 powers the all-new Infiniti Q45 luxury performance sedan. And if the new Q45's engine can compete on the track, imagine what it can do for your commute.
Just of strength, but of the power of the mind. And if you complete the journey, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Say you're a retailer with 87 stores and you sell a zillion different items. How do you keep all that inventory from spinning out of control? You find a partner who can move the right stuff to the right store 24 hours a day and get it there just in time. It's integrated logistics from Ryder. Nothing improves your bottom line like Ryder know-how.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals? You're out! Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue #1, so don't send the wrong signals. Get Selsun Power.
Next Saturday, CBS Sports continues on the road to the Final Four as Player of the Year candidate Tim Duncan leads the unbeaten second-ranked Wake Forest Demon Deacons into Cameron Indoor Stadium for an ACC showdown with Coach K's number 13 Duke Blue Devils. It all comes your way next Saturday at 4 Eastern on CBS Sports, home of the NCAA Championship. Jim Druckenmiller on the headset. Ricky Bustle. Time running out.
He looks a little beat up there, doesn't he?
Yep. He's been under siege all night.
I'll say. And he's stuck in there just like Ricky Bustle said he would. He took every hit.
A game of field position, and Nebraska's got a great edge. And fresh legs from Ahman Green. And he's all the way down to the 33-yard line. Antonio Banks brought him down after a gain of 22.
Fresh legs, you're not kidding, man. All of a sudden, you got an All-American type tailback in the game late in the fourth quarter with fresh legs. Great job by Zadowska and Anderson. The right guard and tackle here and here. They're going to pull out. Good job by Zadowska. Now Green gets in behind Anderson, breaks the tackle once again of Torian Gray in the open field. He is a bear.
When he's fully healthy, he's the fastest player on the team, clocking 4.34 in the 40. This is his fourth carry of the night, and he is wrestled back down to the ground by Waverly Jackson. He's the emotional leader of that Tech defense. We watched him at practice on Saturday give a spirited speech to the entire team after practice, telling them, stay away from the party scene. You're here to play football.
Yeah, I got a kick out of it. It was kind of fun, and we talked to some of the players later to ask them what Waverly said, and every one of them said he kind of warned us in no uncertain terms that if we didn't get focused on this game and away from the party scene, we'd have to answer to Waverly himself.
Second down and 9. 5:40 remaining. Nebraska leads by 13. Green. No big surprise there. Loose football. And it's recovered by Nebraska. Looked like Rashawn Jackson, the tight end, fell on the fumble. Nebraska has not turned it over tonight. Frank Beamer really needed one there. Almost got it.
That's the downside to a guy like Green, who has missed a couple of games, has not practiced hard, is not used to the contact. Sure, he's got fresh legs, but he's also not used to protecting the football in a physical game. There's a good hit in there, too.
Rare third down and long now, 3rd and 8. 5 minutes remaining. Confusion from Nebraska. You saw Tom Osborne hollering a moment ago. Frost is going to throw, as all day. Has a man. The tight end has a first down. Sheldon Jackson down at the 20-yard line. A big conversion on 3rd down and 8.
Nice job looking out to the sidelines to his 2 wide receivers and waiting for Jackson to come in, working in the middle underneath. Good play call by Tom Osborne.
He calls the plays, and the mix of plays tonight has been very impressive. They scored 34 points on an outstanding defense. They made it look easy here in the second half. Green still an eye back behind Makovica. Frost in trouble. Gets away from Engelberger. But not from Simonis. And he compounded the problem by failing to get out of bounds. Clock stopped with 4:15 remaining. Failing to stay inbounds, I should say. Let's go down to Dave Logan.
Okay, Sean, just want to get you caught up on quarterback Jim Druckenmiller. He lost the contact, apparently, and what they've done is the trainers here have found him a new one, so he's good to go. So if they ever get the football back, he will get one last shot in the game tonight. Sean?
He's hoping for that shot as he looks up at the clock.
Those 200 yards would be increased if they had a couple of balls that were dropped, caught.
Second and 11. Hand off to the fullback, and Makovica gets stuffed. That's a loss on the play. About a half a yard. That'll take the clock down under 4 minutes remaining.
That's a big stop right there. They need another one on 3rd and 11 to force a field goal. And then they need one of those big special team plays we've been talking about all night, because once it gets to 16, then it gets even tougher. You need 2 touchdowns and two-point conversion just to get it into overtime.
3rd down and 12, 7th play of the drive. Frost has a lot of running room. Frost inside the 10. Touchdown! Great run by Frost.
Now, at some point, we're going to have to give Scott Frost his due. He's done a great job here. Number 67, Aaron Taylor on the seal. Amon Green was supposed to be there for the shovel pass, never showed. Frost had the presence of mind to cut it back. Let's see if he breaks the plane of the goal line. Look at the stretch. Sean, he might not be a great passer. He may not be a great runner, but he's a very good college quarterback.
Chris Brown drills the extra point. And the Huskers are on their way to victory. It appears in the FedEx Orange Bowl, leading by 20 with 3:26 remaining.
Take a stroll down memory lane at the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
You crushed my knee, was your toes, you broke my ribs, it was your nose. Ah, yes. I remember it well. You sacked me once. I sacked you twice. In pouring rain. No, it was nice. Ah, yes.
But when you go, don't forget your Visa card, because the Hall takes the NFL's best, but not American Express.
See ya, Nitsky. It's bucket. Ah, yes.
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Shoe size 19E. If you think they're hard to fill, imagine what it takes to fill the rest of him. Well, new cheese tortellini from Chunky puts the bill. It's loaded with giant ring-shaped pasta stuffed with cheese, plus huge chunks of chicken and tons of vegetables. So if you've got a giant appetite to feed, Campbell's Chunky scores with the big boys. Satisfied? Yeah, I thought so. Campbell's Chunky, soup that eats like a meal.
They're the nation's best defense. They're known as JAG.
The United States government does not negotiate with drug lords.
The Marine Corps does not leave their own behind.
Those men lay it on the line every day. Some die.
David James Elliott is Commander Harmon Rabb.
You offering to defend me, Commander? Yes, sir.
His partner, Marine Major Sarah McKenzie.
It works better with the safety off.
New year, new network, new champions. JAG premieres CBS Friday.
20-point lead now for Nebraska. It was a 3-point game at halftime, but Nebraska's offense has been unstoppable here in the second half. And Chris Brown has been a key factor with his kickoffs time after time into the end zone. This one will be returnable for Sean Scales. Started at the 8. They hand it off on a reverse. Cornelius White has some running room. Looking to pick up blockers. He gets blocks. Cornelius White inside the 30 and all the way to the 25-yard line. So a little trickery on special teams, and it pays off in a big way. Tony Ortiz made the tackle for Nebraska.
Boy, that's a great job. Virginia Tech getting the ball right back down to the 26-yard line with an opportunity to keep playing. Now watch what happens here. Scales with the ball. Starts out on a left return behind the wall. The handoff, perfect timing to White. At this point, he's got a whole group of blockers out ahead of him. They do a good job forcing him back inside right here where the pursuit, the kicker does a good job in the pursuit right there of number 37 from Nebraska, Tony Ortiz.
67 yards on the return, the longest kickoff return allowed by Nebraska this year. Druckenmiller operating out of the shotgun. 4-man rush. Druckenmiller throws to the man open. The defender slipped down, and Stewie slipped down as well while making the catch, but he has a first down at the 10-yard line, and Tech will go without a huddle.
Wow. Michael Minner fell down. If Druckenmiller hits him in stride, that's 6 points in one play.
Clock stopped momentarily while they moved the chains. Now they'll run it at 3 minutes on this play. Druckenmiller flushed and throws it over the head of Oxendine. Tomic and Ogard putting the pressure on Druckenmiller.
Tomic was a Lombardi finalist, Walter Camp All-American, another one of those guys playing in the Senior Bowl. I mean, look at him, 265 pounds. He runs a 4.65 or a 4.740. These guys all fly.
Second and 10. Inside handoff. Cut back Oxendine. He appeared to trip over his own man. Looked like he was tripped up by the left tackle, Jay Haygood.
And looked like he was going to pop through here on the inside handoff out of the shotgun. Connesey's going to peel back on Hess. Good cut right there on Wistrom. Now he's going to trip right over his tackle, Haygood, or that would have been a touchdown.
3rd down and 5. They fake it to Oxendine. Druckenmiller throws incomplete. Looking for Scales. Tomic applying pressure. And a field goal really does them no good. They'll have to go for the touchdown on 4th down.
No question about that. I'm amazed he even got the football off in the vicinity that time of Scales. There was so much pressure on Druckenmiller. They're really coming after him now. They're going to have to do something, get rid of the football quickly because they're putting so much pressure on him.
4th down and 5. They could get a first down very close to the goal line. Druckenmiller has a lot of time. Throws a strike, incomplete. Intended for Gildersleeve. Mike Pullman broke it up. And the Nebraska defense holds after the long kickoff return. And they take over with 2:18 left, and Virginia Tech in possession of only 1 timeout.
Excellent coverage by Pullman at 5'7", 170. This time they only rushed 4. Druckenmiller had time, but they played a bracket. 3 defensive backs on 2 wide receivers. Watch the drive on the football by Pullman and Gildersleeve. Even if the ball's caught, it's not a first down.
Like
excellent
Pullman
job.
Had the right arm on the back. When the ball was coming, he wanted to make sure he didn't see a flag. New quarterback for Nebraska. Matt Turman, the senior from Wahoo, Nebraska. Hands it off to Amon Green. He's out to the 13. There's Turman. He appeared in 9 games during the regular season.
Now, he's listed at 5'11", but we saw him out of practice next day. He was standing next to our producer, Mike Arnold, who can't be more than about 4'8".
Oh, no.
And I don't think he was taller than him.
Wow.
What do you think?
I always thought you and Mike Arnold were good pals till that. 2nd and 4. The 5'11" for Turman is probably a little bit generous. 185. Green picks up a first down. Tomorrow on CBS, the Southwestern Bell Cotton Bowl Classic. K-State and BYU. That's at 1:30 Eastern Time. Followed by the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl at 8. As Penn State takes on Texas. Terrific season, terrific run for Virginia Tech in a bowl for the 4th straight year, but the reality that this is going to be a rare loss for the Hokies has set in.
Kind of their own medicine right back at them. They've been used to wearing people down, winning the game in the 4th quarter, being the physical team that can overcome. But let's face it, when you're talking about those kind of qualities, Nebraska is still the master. Those offensive and defensive lines of Nebraska took the game over.
Virginia Tech players felt they needed this game to convince people around the country that they were a legitimate top 10 power. They'll still have to earn that respect next year. That's a first down. Genuine Chevrolet players of the game are Ken Oxendine from Virginia Tech. He rushed for 150 yards and also had 60 yards receiving. And Scott Frost did a terrific job running the Nebraska offense tonight and scored 2 touchdowns, including the last one. Well, we wondered how ready Nebraska would be to play. The players said we're ready. And they played hard and well tonight. Interesting, Jason Peter told us about the phone call he had from his brother Christian Peter. Christian Peter said, when I came to Nebraska, they had a reputation of being a team that would win a lot of games but never win the big game. The 2 national championships.
You can't take it back like that, baby. I took it back for 6.
He said the 2 national championships did away with that, but if they lose the Big 12 championship game and then the bowl game, 2 games they're expected to win, Christian Peter's concern, as he expressed it to Jason, was people start saying, again, there goes Nebraska, can't win the games at the end of the year.
Right. Well, they certainly proved something tonight, and that was pretty funny, seeing Jason Peter looking right in the camera and talking to his brother Christian and saying, hey, you couldn't have done that. This is little brother, and I can do something you can't, pal.
That really was the biggest play of the game, the 31-yard fumble return, the only turnover of the night. Turman showing off his rushing ability. Corey Andre, the tackle, and the 63rd FedEx Orange Bowl is history. 20-point win with Tom Osborne and the Cornhuskers. 41-21 the final. 4th straight year Nebraska has